Welcome to Crime Alleycast, episode 24, and welcome to the 2021 Toony Awards. I am your host, Zubaz. We are here for our year-end celebration of DC Legends, and with us we have the entire Crime Alley Academy, the voters who voted on these Toon Alley Awards here. These Toony Awards here.
Toonies, yes.
To my, we'll call it my left, is Mr. Josh Ruars.
Yeah, everybody.
Bottom square, underneath him, we got Mr. DuBois.
Hello, hello.
And then Mr. Crime Alley himself. Mostly Costly. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
The stars are out. We have already walked the red carpet, and we are ready for the Toony Awards. Again, I am your host. Let me give you a brief rundown of how we came up with what's going on here. We had the categories. The categories are mostly, looks like I'm frozen again. Categories are mostly the same as the Toony Awards from last year, with maybe one or two additions and subtractions. And what we did is we put all of the nominations in front of all of the voters on the panel here. The top between 3 and 5 vote getters in every category were invited to tonight's ceremony as the nominees for each category. And then the top vote getter in each category, based on the number of points and how they were ranked, will be your winner. So we're going to go in. We'll announce the category. We'll talk about kind of maybe briefly the nominees that actually made it to the ceremony. And then we'll reveal the winners here.
This is going to be exciting. I've been looking forward to this one.
I've been looking forward to this literally all year.
Yeah.
And then if you stick around all the way at the end after we've given out all of the awards, the coveted booster gold that everybody's trying to take home, there is a picture of it. You'll see it somewhere. Once we get through all that, if you stick around, we will have our kind of New Year's wishes for DCL 2022. We're going to call them sneak peeks because every single thing that got asked for last year made it into the game pretty much. So stick around for that so you can know what's coming in 2022. But let's get into it. Let's get into the Toony Awards 2021.
First group.
Our first category. So the first two categories both involve the new Toons. And specifically just their design. So this is the aesthetics of the Toon. It's not how well their kit performs. It's not, whether they're in the meta or anything like that. This is strictly kind of an award for the artists at DCL. So for best design male, who would like to read the nominees for this? Anybody?
I'll read them. Real quick. We'll start off that way. All right. The nominees are Eradicator, Garth, and Impulse.
There are some pretty good ones.
What do you think?
They look good, so I'm not surprised they didn't here.
I don't know what the heck you guys voted for.
I'm trying to remember what all the I had the list of like all the actual things. I feel like I don't remember what I voted for.
I think I voted for one of these. So
I will say that of the three, I think all three of them were very comics accurate, that was when I was voting and when I was like considering everything, that was one of the main criteria that I looked for, was like, how close to this is what we're getting from the comics, both in their basic and in their legendary. Eradicator's a little bit different because most of the time he spends his time as like a robot egg. So that's not like what was in the game, unfortunately. But Garth, they did a great job with both his basic and his legendary were very comics accurate. And I thought Impulse, maybe a little
right with him.
That's
I'm
true.
looking at these and I'm telling you right now, I don't like any of them. I really don't know. I'm trying to look at I don't know. Well, Azubaz, you
just get to it.
Let's get to it. Tell me who won.
We'll check the envelope here.
Check the envelope.
The winner is
Eradicator.
He froze at the moment. Actually, we do.
Out of those three, 100% he wins.
I think so too.
Sure.
I like it. I honestly don't know.
I don't think it's close.
I don't know why Garth is in there. I'll say that right now.
You know why Garth is in there.
You know why Garth is in there? Because both of these two jokers over here.
But here, because I'm looking at like, here's one thing. Here's the one thing why I don't think Garth should be in there. His hands are way too large, and I think that's just a design I cannot overlook. I think that's just poor design, and that's it. Like, I think that's you know who I think is better.
This award is best male design. Who's the biggest snub in the best male
Josh,
design?
I think.
Tell me you spend way too much time on the game without telling me you spend way too much
No,
time.
I've seen the pictures. Like I'm looking at Batman Who Laughs. His was amazing. All the detail
This is very good.
Is very good. Dark Side looks really good. You know, King Shazam I thought looked. Did I not vote King Shazam #1? Do you remember, Zubaz? How did this happen?
I could look at it.
I don't know. Like, how did this happen? I genuinely don't know. Like, none of you voted King Shazam. I'm assuming then.
No.
No.
No,
You've seen his design and how he looks, right?
Yes.
We have. Yeah.
I mean, like the way that I look at this, Eradicator's base skin.
His base skin's super cool.
Looks comic accurate.
Base skin is
his
literally
legendary looks amazing.
His legendary is actually, I believe it's accurate. It's comic accurate as well.
I think Garth looks amazing as well.
But his hands are too big. That's it.
I've never looked at his hands. I'm sorry, I didn't look at his hands. And Impulse is comic accurate. So
yeah, but he looks like a dork. Like he looks like a dork. I don't know.
God.
He looks like a dork in the game.
Wait, who?
He's like 2 feet tall in the game as well. Like that's just.
So
silly.
Josh voted for King Shazam.
I have a feeling I did.
Oh, you know what? This is actually a slight error.
Oh dear God, we've
here
only
we
voted one.
There is an error here. This is we're one for one.
Right off the bat.
It was not supposed to be Impulse. It was supposed to be King Shazam.
Okay, so King Shazam was supposed to be a nominee.
Yes.
All right.
He was not going to win.
He didn't win. But how close did he get to winning?
Not even a little bit. Like
what were the votes on this?
Eradicator got 2 first place votes, and nobody else got more than 1.
I voted Eradicator first place.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Costly did.
I voted Eradicator first place.
So Impulse is a mistake, and it was just because the way that the Google form colored it. Okay. The color, and I can like send you a screenshot. It's like purple and like slightly different shade of purple. So
all right. So
I thought it was Impulse, but it was King Shazam.
Okay, King Shazam. Like I just want him to get his recognition. I'm fine with him not winning. I actually do like I don't have a problem with Eradicator winning. I have a problem with Garth and Impulse being on the list. Like Impulse especially, and then Garth again. My big issue with Garth is design wise. I'm taking it all in. His hands are too big. They're comically too large.
It is best male design.
Yeah,
that is the award.
I'm not looking at purely costume. I'm looking at overall, like everything. So whatever.
The thing that we've all voted. It's way too late to take this into account, but maybe for next year take this into account. So if we're taking that much into it, is animations taken into account?
No.
As well,
just
wouldn't that be design of the?
That's a whole separate. That's a whole separate category. No, we're not gonna get into that one. Costly can fix this in post. So Costly just put King Shazam over Impulse. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we did good. We're off to a good start. Everything's accurate and.
Yes.
All right. Let's jump to the next category. Oh wait.
Next one is,
Are people gonna vote? Are we gonna put the link for people to vote? No.
We talked about it. We can.
We can.
I mean, it's
I would be interested to see what other people think.
Yes, we're gonna talk about it.
Okay. We'll do it.
We are gonna put out a link afterwards. That's gonna be the Google form that we did, and you guys will be able to go through and vote on that. And then I say as well for reading off that, you can guys tell we totally planned all this out beforehand. For reading off the nominations, we'll go counterclockwise. So Josh went last time, so it'll be DuBois next.
Perfect. Okay. There we go. All right.
The TOONY, the 2021 TOONY for best female design, and best female design for new Toons. Correct. Yep. The nominations are now on screen. Bleeze, Tula, and Yara Floor.
These are some good.
These are all phenomenal. Yeah. I think I voted for.
Don't say who you vote. Not yet. We're not.
I voted for 2 of them.
What do you? Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say who you voted. All right.
I think
No.
Zubaz is because he has the paper. He's announcing.
I
all
don't
the-
know. I don't know these things. I don't have the envelope.
I would like to point out that there is a
Oh,
slight
no.
error here as well. But this error is not my fault. This error is Josh's fault.
This is not my
which
fault.
is Josh cut one
Oh,
of
I
the
did.
nominees
I
here.
did cut one of the nominees.
And
Okay, who did I cut? Because I'm gonna say this right now. When I was making all the overlays, like the majority, I think the overwhelming majority was 3 categories, and then like a couple were like 4, and then the last some were 5, and
Right.
it bugged me that way. So I just
So there's
made
very
all the ones that
no
had 4
above
had 3. I just went ahead and did that. Who did I cut?
who did he cut? Costly, who do you think he cut from the nominees?
I'm gonna go ahead and assume spoiler.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
Spoiler was invited to this ceremony.
She lost her invitation in the mail.
I now remember. Because I was like, yeah, I don't have to do that. But then I was like, oh, but I get the cut spoiler. Okay.
Okay,
All right,
let's see the envelope because
winner.
I'm curious about this one.
It was actually a tie
Ooh.
between Bleed and Yara Floor.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
I'm noticing there's 2 things that these 2 characters have in common, and I don't know if that factored in at all.
I don't. It didn't factor in my vote, but
I'm fine. I wish I could remember what I voted, but I voted Blee's number 1.
I voted her number 1 as well.
I did consider breaking the tie because Blee's got 2 first place votes, which was more than Yara Floor, but Yara Floor got 3 second place votes. So it was like we were kind of split in terms of who wanted what and when.
I think I put Yara second.
I think I put Yara second as well.
Yeah. So Yara was also, she was the only one on everybody's ballot.
Who
Yara
didn't vote
have-
Blee's?
Yeah, who didn't vote Blees?
I don't think I voted for Blees.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for, let me see, based on this, I voted for Tula, Yara Floor, and Dove.
Oh, I think
Dove was
maybe I
3
voted
for
Dove,
me.
but I don't know if I did. I can't remember.
I voted Bleeze, Yara, and Spoiler, but I think I had Yara
Attaboy.
first.
I mean, let me say this though. No, Costly, you did not vote for Blees because Blees was only on 2 ballots.
Was it? I thought I did.
Yeah.
Okay, then
But either way, this was like a stacked category.
I
Yeah.
voted like
Stacked
it was like
category.
what, a week ago when I voted. So
All,
it's
all,
like
all,
I'm gonna...
all of these tunes have really good assets.
Yeah.
They did a good job. They did a very good job on the new tunes. I think we've said this before on the podcast, but the art this year was just a big step up from what it's always been. I think.
It was almost every month had great art.
Like,
there was a couple that were like yee, but
I'm
not anywhere close to what it has been.
I was actually a very big fan of Tula's design. The only thing that and it's not her fault and it's not the art department's fault, it's just the Atlantean culture part. Like their helmets with the fins, I don't like that.
So even though Josh cut her out, I will say both of Spoiler's costumes are comic accurate and very nice.
They're good, but I had to only put 3. And
No, you didn't.
It was
You
funnier.
did
I am
Spoiler.
happy.
You absolutely did not
I am-
only have to put through.
I am extremely happy with the results of this one. I think that both of these tunes worked hard and brought the design game up.
Yeah. It was
Next year, I want like the tunes to like actually accept the awards somehow.
Costly will take care of that in post.
Get them in Blender, have them walk across the screen, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'll just figure out how to use Blender. All
There
right.
you go. All right, Costly, you ready?
Yeah. Alrighty. So we got best. What's alt?
Alternate.
Alternate skin. Alt skin.
Like best skin.
Okay, so best alternate skin for the males. And the nominees in this category would be. Was this another one with 4 and now it's 3?
Yeah, probably.
Let's see.
Maybe.
No.
No.
This was a,
Okay.
All right,
this was a
yeah,
3.
yeah.
This was
How
a
about
3.
that?
Okay, so we got Constantine, Riddler, and Robin.
All right. Some good
What?
picks.
I think. I can't believe
I'm
Riddler
curious
made it
to
on
see
here.
what.
Why
don't-
did Riddler make it on here?
I don't
That's
remember
agree.
what I voted.
atrocious.
I agree, Costly.
I mean,
All right.
I know who the Riddler is coming from. I know who, but
It may
it's
have
not
been.
me.
It may have been.
Was it me?
Yeah, no, it was Josh. It was Josh.
I don't.
so
I don't.
if you
I don't
guys,
remember.
so if people are wondering how like Josh simply voting for Riddler could make it on this list, you got to realize how spread out this list is. There are a lot of
There's
options
some
in this
bad. I'm
list.
looking at the list right now. Well, let's announce the winner. Kasi, tell them who won.
Well,
Winner
Zubaz.
is
Well, Zubaz has to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
us.
John Constantine.
Of course, Constantine won. Come on.
Constantine. That's okay.
That's the best skin of the year.
Let's just remind people of her. I have the
Top 3 skin of
actual.
the year.
Well, let me run down really quickly what we're dealing with, alt skin wise, because I felt like, all right, Old Man Flash,
Broke Nick Flash.
dumb. Now I'm gonna say this one. I think this one was really bad, and not because of the design of the costume, but because it doesn't work, it doesn't fit on the model, and that's Connor Kent. Super like in the comics,
Oh, I
he looks
remember
great
it. Yeah.
because he's thin and lean, but in the game he's big and bulky, and I don't think it looks good. And then we have
It also has like art problems, like his hand like goes through the pocket, like
Right,
this stuff.
right.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
see, I haven't like sat there and looked at that skin. I just like I liked the skin when I was using it the other day on him. So I actually voted.
That's the level
He
that
just
some
looks-
voters
I know.
actually.
See, this is with the
you know,
Academy, like,
Unacceptable.
and then there's Black
Just
Suit Superman,
Mailing it in.
like Black
I do
Suit
like the
Superman,
Connor
like
Kents.
it's cool. It's the Black Suit Superman. It looks good, but it's a little boring. And then we have the Batman, the World's Greatest Detective one, which I know Cosley's already getting ready to scream
Zorino.
about us. It's again, yes, it's comic accurate, but it looks stupid.
I didn't even vote for it. Why are you coming at me?
Because
What are you-
we know you.
Dude,
we
somebody
say you
voted
don't.
for it.
Josh. He doesn't even like Batman. Why are you
I know,
coming at
I
him
know.
like that?
And then,
Oh.
guys, remember the stupid Zod skin we got? Like,
That was
Oh my
that was
God.
awful. And then you know what? There was the Deathstroke skin, which
great. Except
I thought it was
the
pretty
tassels
good.
people
are
like
freaking-
pretty good.
I
But
thought that should be a nominee instead of Riddler.
it didn't have the ribbon. The
tassels.
tassel was
Yeah, that was a
bad.
big.
And that's a
holdback for me,
big.
was
That's
the
a big
tassels
nod.
not being-
That's a-
yeah.
And then they had the Robin suit, which I think the suit looked super cool, but his shoes looked real stupid. Remember his little elf
Robin's
shoes?
shoes always has stupid elf
I don't know.
shoes
Like
on.
his they look just so ridiculous. And then he had Riddler.
That was. I think that was my number one. Was the Robin one because I like that run that it's from, and
So then we had Riddler, Constantine, and then Hawkman. Now I know there's some Hawkman fans out there, but it's literally just the Blackest Night skin, and
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
no.
I love how like. So this comes from like last year where Josh was just hating all of the Black Lantern skins. Now, like I agree with hating on the Black Lantern skins when it's the lanterns and it's like a very like it's a color swap and like making it look decaying a little bit. But when they bring us stuff like Hawkman, which was so far separated from those Black Lantern skins, and is its own skin that is him from the comic,
Very
that
good.
looks so much better than just like make him look
A
dead.
color swap.
No,
Like,
you know what looks better
Hey.
than his bone wings are his real wings.
He didn't even get nominated. Why are we
Yeah.
talking about him?
Yeah, and then Gold Superman, and then Gold Superman. Even though it was nice, it was cool. We got a free skin and all that, but it was literally just gold. Like, it was- I don't know.
Constantine wins though. No, like I mean I don't know what you guys voted, but I think
I don't
he
remember what I
probably
voted.
won
I
in
don't
a
think I voted
landslide.
Constantine number one. I don't remember.
I
don't think
voted
I
for
voted
Riddler, and I think that Riddler skin is so awful. I really
like
do.
it.
I hate
Alright,
it. Oh
I like
God, I
it.
hate it.
I think I voted for it too.
I like the
just-
skin.
For me, it's like there's so many better costumes for the Riddler himself, and I was just like, man, missed
That's the
opportunity.
one they
But
went with.
I like it.
yeah,
It's cool.
that Riddler skin. It's so bad.
No, I think he looks cool in it.
I think
How about
all of his
that?
in-game skins are terrible.
Hey,
They
we
all
want to keep
are.
the Toonies positive people. We have a whole
I know.
time where we can be negative.
Yeah, let's go to the next category.
All right, next category. Here it is.
It's coming up.
Best alternate skin, female.
Oh, let's see these nominees. There were some good ones in this one.
And the nominees are Donna Troy, Post Crisis, Mara,
already upset. What is going on?
Cool Woman, and Supergirl New 52.
What are you upset
boy,
about? The
boy who got snubbed that you're upset about?
Because you're upset about something.
I
don't even
can't
know.
I can't even talk. I can't
Are you
even
confusing it with a new tune? Like, are you confusing it with somebody and now you're backtracking?
Yeah, I think the boy, who on this is missing from you?
I really like the Terra skin.
Who?
The Terra skin.
You didn't like it enough to put it in your
let's
top
just go on.
two.
Let's just go on.
Wait, why did you turn my camera off?
You said you like the Terra skin.
Yeah, the Terra skin.
Do you remember her ankle?
The broken ankle.
That's true.
But also, the boy, like you seem like flabbergasted that she wasn't in the top 3, but you had her 3rd.
Literally, Donna Troy that just added stars onto.
Oh no!
That is like one of her iconic costumes.
It's a very It's a very It's like the Donna Troy costume.
Yeah, so Donna Troy probably won, huh? Because all you freaking guys just voted for Donna Troy.
Well, let's find out who won. How about that?
Let's see.
Let's not guess. Let's just find out.
Mara.
Now I'm gonna say something like this. Even though I like the Mara a lot, I like Supergirl.
I voted Supergirl number 1.
I voted Supergirl number 1. So I'm confused. What happened here?
I think assuming
Costly
Mara too, though.
Costly and Zubaz both voted Mara number 1, or what's going on?
Let's see.
Is there errors here? Because if we have 2 number 1 votes on Supergirl, how is she losing?
Because Mara got all of the second place votes basically.
Oh, and I probably did vote Mara because I really did like this game.
Yeah. So this was I think this was the tightest category actually of everything, and so Mara has 5, 11, 12, and then Supergirl only has 11. So it was 12 to 11.
So I'm assuming I took.
Wait, she has 12.
You took Donna Troy number 1.
I'm assuming I did.
And I like, see, Costly, you say that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I mean, it's the same thing for Supergirl. Like,
and Donna Troy had 11. Yeah, that was the other thing. Donna Troy had 11 as well. It was
so
like this was 12, 11 to 11. Yeah, basically.
Because like I look at the Donna Troy skin, I'm like, oh, it's great, you know. And then I look at the Supergirl skin, and it's just, you know, it's just their another version of their classic. Well, I don't know, Supergirl's classic.
I think something on the Donna Troy skin, I was harping on it earlier, that Du Bois missing is like, not only is it stars, but if you sit there and watch, they like rotate around her. It's like they don't do that with any other skin.
That's great. Like her basic skin is literally, they just took that and lightened the palette and added stars.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No.
It's not at all what they did.
So what they did.
I don't know what to say sometimes.
I'll just tell you guys right now. I'm happy that Mara won, because if Donna Troy won,
I'm happy Mara won.
We'd have some recounts.
I think like the Mara Aqua woman suit is like really good. Like I think
they did a really good job on that skin.
It just looks great.
And her portrait.
I was going to say
phenomenal.
the portrait really like is a little bump.
The portrait, like I think,
good. Yeah. All right.
I'm definitely a fan.
All right. Let's just jump to the next category.
Ooh,
best tune.
Ooh.
The energy. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
There was a lot of good energy tunes this year, and this is, take it away.
This is amongst like this is between Reworks and new tunes, right?
Yeah, this is overall best energy tune.
So here are the nominees.
Reworks, new tunes.
Here are the nominees. Oh yeah, Impulse, Stargirl, and Terra. Like, I'm already. These were
the 3 nominees. There was no extra nominees here.
So all 4 of us voted for all 3 of these tunes.
No, not necessarily. Just these were like they were kind of a cut above.
Got it.
Man, all of these characters bring something to the table.
Yeah, you got Impulse has that, you know, insane first move, 70% turn meter down.
With the
Stargirl, for my money, is probably the best defensive tune in the game. 75% shield is outrageous. And then Terra protects you from everything.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm curious. I think I know
this was a tough vote, but the winner
Stargirl.
Yeah.
I'm already.
I knew Josh couldn't resist voting her number one.
Here's
I
the
knew it.
thing. I have a feeling we're gonna get some big backlash from this, though. I think there's a lot
Probably.
of Terra fans out there that are gonna be like, "You guys are insane, Terra."
I think you can make the argument for all of them.
You can
I
always
think
for
for
sure.
sure. Terra was probably a close second. If we went to the voting, Terra probably was close second.
And you know what sucks? And I'm not gonna go down this negative road, but currently Stargirl is bugged in a way that I feel greatly hurts her. Not like she's still, even though she's bugged right now in a very
still
bad
very
way,
usable.
she's still very usable, very good. But once that gets fixed, and God, I hope it gets fixed. She is just, you're gonna just, oh man, Stargirl.
I'll just delete the strike twice.
I fell in love with Stargirl the moment that Rework came in. I just couldn't believe I was just immediately hooked.
The thing I will say here to take note of is there were a lot of tunes on this list.
Mm-hmm.
These three made it up here, and just at the caliber of reworks we got this year, 2 of these are reworks, and only one of them's So we had some.
It was
really,
this was
really
another
good.
1 point victory, by the way.
And let me
but Stargirl did have the most first place votes as well.
And let me run down what type of energy tunes we were working with. Like, I'm just gonna read them all.
Well,
like,
just the good ones. Not, you don't have to list like
all right, fine.
the bad ones.
All right, like Impulse. All right, Eradicator, I think is good. I personally think Mr. Miracle is really good. Starfire, that's amazing. Ultraman, I think even Du Bois come around on Ultraman. Zod, like, everyone remember, like Zod is a bopper. And I'm actually a little surprised, Superman.
And Supergirl.
And Supergirl. Supergirl, yeah. Look at that.
It was a stacked category, you know, and I think you can make an argument for any of them.
Yeah,
is the
really
thing.
can.
It's like, if you want to make just like who's your ultimate offense, great. You know, you've got Superman, you've got Impulse, you've got Zod. You want to talk about defense, you've got Stargirl, you've got Supergirl. Like, there's
Ultraman, like, yeah.
I mean, any of them. But so Stargirl got it though.
I love Stargirl.
Takes it away.
Yeah.
I like it.
She's really good. All
Me
right,
too.
let's move
I think
on.
it's very good.
What is drum roll? Ooh. Wait, who's doing
Best
this? Are you doing this one?
That's you, Du Bois.
This one's
Oh,
you.
it's me. Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, the best overall physical tune of 2021, and the nominees might surprise you. Big Barda, Dr. Poison, and Riddler. Now, Josh, before we go any further, I'm sorry that Two-Face didn't make the list.
You know what? Let me look at it. Yeah, because I think I voted Two-Face.
I guarantee you.
Well, we'll find
probably
out.
did.
We'll find out. But
Do we want to do the winner?
This is insane. This is probably the most.
Did this have a fourth or?
No, I don't believe so.
That's
nope.
surprising because the number of.
There's a lot of good reds.
there are some.
lot of
The only one that like maybe let's see. There's one tune that got a second place vote that didn't make the cut, and that would be your Nightwing Costly.
Oh
Got a second place vote that didn't get the cut. The winner.
That means that nobody else voted for him.
No.
Yeah, I
From the
understand
envelope.
what that means, Du Bois.
And the winners you've asked.
The winner. Let's see the envelope. Poison.
Wow.
Poison.
Not S tier.
Well, she's not S tier though.
Not
She's
S
not
tier.
S tier, though.
Dr. Poison got 3 first place votes, so kind of ran away with it. Riddler got 1 first place vote as well, but then Dr. Poison also appeared. The only person that didn't vote her first voted her second, so that's almost as high of a score as you can possibly get. So it was kind of
Wait. Costly voted Nightwing too.
Yeah, I voted Poison first. I
So
believe.
who was it then?
it might have been me.
Wait,
Was it?
the voice
Was it Du
smiling
Bois?
over there. What did you vote, Du Bois?
Was it Du-
Did Du Bois vote Riddler or did I vote Riddler?
I don't
One of
think
us
I
did.
picked Poison first.
Oh, well then it was Du Bois.
Did I voted Two-Face though, right? Or no? Maybe I didn't. I think I put
Two-Face-
my love for him behind. I looked at like overall. It's like
So this was a category that I allowed for up to 5th place voting. and the highest Two-Face vote is a 4th place vote.
And is that me?
I don't know.
It's
'cause
probably
the
me.
results are
Like
announced,
I
but it's
put, I
probably
think
you.
I like when voting for this, even though as much as I love Two-Face, I think he's a great tune.
Yeah,
Like,
as soon as Dr. Poison came out, you dropped him like a bad habit. And went
Oh
right for
no,
Poison,
I'm using
right?
Dr. Poison. I'm using Two-Face. You don't even know
He
Costly.
uses Two-Face quite a bit.
Often. And so I mean, like I know what I know what he can do, and I know what he does for me, and I know how I play, and I understand that, like, all right, there's other people like Riddler. Every time I use Riddler, I'm always like, oh yeah, Riddler's so freaking good, like it's just.
Wait, question.
Riddler with
Riddler
Captain
was
Cold
the other
now.
first place vote?
Oh my god.
Wait,
Yes, Riddler was the other first place vote.
Okay, that was definitely you then. I did
Okay.
vote Poison number 1.
I probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Riddler's great.
And yeah, he is great.
Oh yeah,
And,
it's phenomenal. I
And
think I
Riddler,
voted
oh my god,
2 or 3.
with Captain Cold now, those two together are absurd. They
And
are absolutely absurd together.
And you are seeing things too, like maybe next Toonies we can do like best like defensive tunes or like offensive tunes, because like we're seeing like like Dr. Poison, Riddler, like one is almost pure offense and one is like like Riddler's.
Did Josh just talk about placing value on a Toon's defense? Because that's
I'm
like
just
a
saying,
very big departure.
Because I'm just saying, like, I know how I play, and I know other people aren't all about pew pew, and so I get that. So it would be interesting because look at Dr. Poison and Riddler. They're 2 different use cases.
I just want to let everybody know this is so strange because like I want to say it was about like 3.5-4 months ago. I pitched a team that I had really enjoyed using defensively to Josh, and he literally laughed me out of his stream and told me to go away.
I don't think that's what happened.
I was there. That happened. I was there.
I would never.
And he said nobody cares about defense. And
he says nobody cares about defense all the time. That's why I was so shocked.
Well, okay. Here's what I'm saying. Okay. So I understand that Riddler, when you're using Riddler in your team and they attack you, like, oh, he does stuff for your team, whatever. I don't care about like, oh, I'm setting this team up so when people fight, I don't care about that defensive wins and all that. I like, there's differences. Let's get
so
that
this is why whenever we see Josh on our boards, we think, ooh, that's an easy fight.
Yeah, oh for sure.
People,
yeah. No, there's no
other people. It's like
pure offense.
Oh, we got to think a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But Riddler, I mean, like what you're describing as defense though is offense, because he also like he stuns and he lowers their defenses. Like he makes all your Toons hit harder by doing intelligence and agility downs.
I think I voted him number 2.
I was happy because everybody who's in the nominees here, I think I voted for, and then I also added in Nightwing and Spoiler, or my other 2, because I use them all the time. I mean, hey, if you can have your Two-Face, I can have my Spoiler. All right.
I voted him 4th. All right.
Yeah, I put Spoiler like 5th.
And Two-Face is 10 times.
A little high for Spoiler 5th.
All right.
All right. Let's move on. All right,
Costly, take it away.
Was it? No, is it?
I just did the physical.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so.
Oh, but look how we could have lined this up though.
We should have let Zubaz do this one. To be fair.
Yeah.
You want to trade? Actually, why don't is the next one the comeback of the year?
Maybe.
Okay. Then yeah, let's trade. Let's trade. We'll do mystical. All right. The best Toon mystical, rework and new Toon category, and the nominees are Black Flash, Darkseid, and Spectre. I believe that this was a category where Josh made an executive decision to cut somebody from the list. Which
Who did
is
I
fine.
cut?
I think you cut Tula from the list.
That makes sense.
The winner, and this was actually our first unanimous decision.
Yeah, this one's not close.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Yeah.
I mean, we all. It's
like
almost dumb.
Like. All 3 of those tunes, you look at those 3 and you're like, oh my gosh, all 3 of those tunes are so good. And then you're like, but Spectre is so much better than even those 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if not for Aquaman, this could have been a very different thing. But I mean, Aquaman really changed how much Black Flash we see in PvP. But if you do a Wraith board, like 10 matches, there's a good chance you will see Spectre in 8 of them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's absolutely crazy right now.
When I don't want to
possibly
think,
Black Flash in 6 of those 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when I don't want to think and I'm like, I'll just do Spectre, like whatever. Like I'll have 3 tunes I can get what I'm trying to do done, and then I need a 4th. Well, obviously Spectre's just going to guarantee the win, or I'm just going to,
Right.
it's just, he's Spectre, it's what do you expect?
I
He
hate
is, yeah.
so much. I like, don't get me wrong, when he first got his rework, I was super happy.
I was not.
Because I was like, cool, he's going to be a good tune and everything now. And then he just got so oppressive that it was
He didn't get so oppressive. The moment he came out, he was so oppressive.
And he was, I think that one of the reasons that I don't think that there was the crazy outcry that we're seeing with some of the other tunes that come out and everything was he was so bugged when he first debuted, right? Like he was stunning people when they were dead, and he was doing all these out of turns attacks. He was ignoring this, like all doing all these crazy things. And everybody was like, okay, well, once they fix him, maybe he'll be okay, right? And then they fixed him, and he's still like a maniac.
Partially.
Like he can do just pretty much anything.
Said, if only someone was saying that, even if they fix him, he'd still be bonkers. But I don't know. No one listen to me.
I mean, his kid is outrageous. It really is.
The red phone was broken.
He falls into that same category for me that Dr. Poison falls into, where it's like I don't like using them because it's so easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I love Spectre. Spectre was like I was one when his first thing came out. I was one of the only people that bought him. I put up new videos about him, kind of all this stuff. He's always been one of my favorite characters in the comics. Pre-rework, and then the rework, like it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm like anti-meta. I think that that's like stupid that like when people necessarily do that, but he makes the game not fun, right? Like it, the reason I like DCL is like I consider every single PvP match to be like a puzzle, right? It's like a Rubik's Cube. It's like, what do you have to do to get through this? And when there's more steps and when it's more interesting, it's more fun.
I agree.
And Spectre is the kid that just takes the Rubik's Cube and peels off all the stickers and then just puts them back on in the right order because that's what he does. It's so even though I have enough shards for RB5, I'm not pulling the trigger on it because it's just boring.
You know what?
I will say this about Spectre. As boring as he makes PvP, as overtuned as he is, where would we be in the Nightmare Challenge without Spectre?
Would the Nightmare Challenge be as hard?
Yes. Would they have made it that hard? You think?
I don't think they would have made it that hard if Spectre wasn't around.
Maybe.
But it was starting to get kind of challenging because that didn't happen until August, and it was starting to get challenging around like June and July, I think.
I'll say one of my biggest complaints with and I love the community, is when every time I talked about Spectre and I would say, oh, Spectre's too overpowered, I just always the first response I got back from him was like, oh, it's not that hard to beat him. And I'm like, stop. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, it's just what we just went over is like, I don't care about any tune on defense. I don't like, you should be able to beat every tune. Like, I don't care fighting Spectre. Yes, it's a little bit annoying when he goes and kills everything. It's a little annoying, but you can plan for kill him first, whatever. And that's why people were like, oh, he's not that bad, you can kill him easy. But no, it's using the characters. I find you have to keep that in mind. If this character comes out and just makes everything too easy, then it's just kind of like,
like Dr. Poison.
Look at our Wraith boards.
The other thing about Spectre too is like a lot of people make the argument like, oh, well, he's Spectre. He's this basically omnipotent and that's how he should be. I don't buy that one bit. Like the reason I come to DCL is it's like this ultimate equalizer where I can use whoever I want to use and have fun with it, and it's cool. Like I don't want it to be organized by the tier in the comics.
Exactly.
Because then it's just like this.
Yeah, otherwise
completely boring.
It would be the Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman show.
And Darkseid show.
And Darkseid.
Yeah, you kidding me? You think Batgirl's gonna stand up to Darkseid? Like, come on. You think
Batgirl
and Harley Quinn are gonna wreck Darkseid?
Gonna bop Darkseid? No way.
Like it's just So I'm right there with you, Zubaz. Like I've heard that.
Harley, maybe they're starting to really amp up Harley in the comics.
No, it's because characters like Spectre and Dr. Poison's in the same category of it just makes it to where it's like if you're not using them, like you're being inefficient for the most part. Like when you're playing, and so it's like.
You have to play harder.
And I like what Zubaz said, where it's like when I approach these matches, I want it to be like something I got to think about, and it's like when when I can just bring somebody who's going to flip over the table, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, like it's frustrating.
I don't
and
think
so-
I've run into a situation where I thought in a PvP match like, oh, Spectre can't solve this. It's always Spectre. Like
It's like if you think about it, and you're like, okay, I can do this, 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 or I could just use Spectre and win.
yeah. All right.
Because he's the best blue, best mystical.
Yeah. What's
All
the
right.
next category? Costa, you're taking this one.
Costly's turn.
Comeback of the year.
All right, so this is the comeback tune of the year. So our nominees for this one.
This is a new category, by
Do you
the way.
want to
It's a
quickly
new
explain?
category.
Yeah.
So
Quickly
I
explain it
added
real
this
quick.
category.
I think it's a
this
fun
was yeah. I mean, this is the tune that they didn't get a rework. They weren't a new tune, but based on the idea of like the meta shifting, the introduction of new tunes, whatever. All of a sudden, they kind of got a bump in prominence. It could also even be just like they were a Siege bonus tune, and people remembered like how fun they were, whatever. But that's what we're working with here.
All right, so what do we got for the nominees on this one?
The nominees are. You just said it like that. Costa's the Oscars.
And oh my god! And
It's
so
the
the
Toonies.
nominees are. We got Batman's World's Greatest Detective, Clayface, and Wonder Girl.
See, I sent this to you, Costly, because I thought like there's all these Batman characters, and I thought you might like saying their names.
Yeah. Did you like it? This is a.
Yeah,
These,
dude,
I
Yes,
can
he
see.
doesn't even like Batman.
I can see these all these tunes.
All these make sense. I mean,
Of course,
Wonder
yeah.
Girl, like Terra, like Terra really brought Wonder Girl back. Clayface, like people just, I think Wonder Girl being a little power crept kind of brought him back. And World's
And
Greatest
the fact that
Detective,
he works,
yeah.
Clayface works with all of Costly's Bat tunes.
Yeah, absolutely. Nightwing and Nightwing brought World's Greatest Detective back. I
Spoiler.
think, and so there's a lot to like there. So the winner though was Todd. Shut up, man.
Come on,
winner,
Todd. Batman.
Batman, World's
Batman.
Greatest Detective.
Why? Why do we say Batman's World's Greatest Detective?
I would say the reason this being is he was the answer to Nightwing during the siege where Nightwing was all over the place, and then even before that, he was a siege bonus tune that got used a lot, and it almost seemed like that siege made people realize his value and how good of a tune he is just in general, not even just for dealing with like invisibility, but like that siege, it was like, oh, he's got some interesting stuff to do, and you can bring some stuff around, get some turn meter going, some ability cooldowns, and like he was pretty cool for that. So I think a lot of people started using him a little bit more. Like I would see him more after that siege, even after like the siege was over.
I mean, team-wide True Sight is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a staple in a lot of people's nightmare teams.
That was actually going to be my answer.
People use that
earlier.
reset too.
Yeah. I think it's a staple for people who just like don't really understand how to like,
Costly, what now? How
Josh
hard
is
does he
gonna get us in
hit
trouble.
at RB5? How hard does World's Greatest Detective hit? Costly?
I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody like I think
we all thought that Costly
I
had.
think Mr. I think Mr.
Wait.
Dash has him at RB5. You might have to ask him.
Wait, you don't have him Rebirth 5?
No, I don't.
Dude, you didn't bring him up to the same level as your Nightwing? What is wrong with
I don't
you?
know if you guys
So
realize this, but
uncomfortable.
I don't buy extra rebirth crystals. I just get whatever the game gives us, and I also don't whale out on packs. So I only have
So
whatever the game has been like given to me. So
you know what I'm
Dude,
gonna
we just
say?
got 10 free ones.
I know.
yeah, they went
this
into a
month.
different. They went into a different Batman. Yep.
No.
You know what I'm gonna say about World's Greatest Detective, and this is kind of like along the same lines of like Miracle, is like that again, that team wide True Sight. That's amazing. Like, and and for me, I use that a lot. And this is where I sometimes forget about Riddlers, because I found this new kind of love of World's Greatest Detective, Mr. Miracle. Like when I need to get around something, I usually think team wide True Sight, and then I forget. Oh yeah, Riddler helps me get around things too. But like, that's how good the team-wide True Sight is. It's like Batman has it. It's really good, and he has that turn meter manipulation. I love Miracle with the team-wide true sight. He works well with Lex. He has buffs his awarenesses. Like they all, World's Greatest Detective is does so well. Like I think.
Also, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but more of a forgotten skill from World's Greatest Detective is the 100% turn meter.
Yeah,
with a heal and purge. I mean, it's great.
And I think the reason why we did see him kind of come back and people kind of like, oh, that's really good, is because we got the Spectres and we have, you know, the Azraels and we have these heavy hitting Toons that are now hiding behind taunters. And that's the strategy. You get the big boppers, you throw a taunt out in front of them, and now it becomes a much more scary situation. And so that kind of made Batman World's Great to become more valuable, because getting around that taunter to hit that Spectre or whoever is that big hitter there, it becomes a priority, and he allows you to do that. And it's a great way to do it.
I think one of the other things too, even just looking at these 3 nominees, there's a little bit of counterplay in here of why they all came back. In different ways, where like just like you were talking about hiding people behind taunters, one of the better taunters in the game is Clayface, and World's Greatest Detective solves Clayface.
Yep.
Wonder Girl solves Clayface. You know, and then at the same time, like
Clayface got every second place vote on all of our ballots.
Yeah.
But World's Greatest Detective got 3 first place votes. So
yeah, and because there was also like, you know, maybe I'm viewing that month a little differently because what I was using in that month, but the month that like Spoiler came out and everything, I was using her a lot with Clayface for the invisibility and everything. And
he's a good tank.
Like
unless he's stunned.
Yeah. One of the other things too that I would say that might have brought Clayface back is Clayface for most of the year has been in the Alliance shop as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
was he a siege tune not that long ago, or
and
I don't remember.
I
believe so.
Clayface was maybe still is the Shiva answer for a while.
Yeah, he
does have
really
a Shiva,
answer.
And not even
you fight against Shiva and you're like, oh, Clayface, boom.
Yeah, and not even for that initial, like if Shiva hits Clayface, it's if she hits the whole team, those extra agility ups that he lays down really help protect, and that's something that he does that I don't think any other taunter does. Like, not only does he taunt and take the hits, he makes it so the other people don't get hit as hard. And so that's...
Yeah. But he did. I mean, he made a huge comeback because for so long it was just conventional wisdom was like, well, Wonder Girl's running rampant. You can't use Clayface. She just murdered your whole team then. And it was true at the time. But now I think there's enough answers to Wonder Girl and that, you know, you can use him now and feel okay about it.
All right.
All right.
Barda,
is it me?
Barda helps the team too, Josh.
Yeah, we're at you.
All right, let's see it. Animation of the year.
Animation of the year.
Here we go.
Okay,
and this was.
So
tell them about it.
So, we joked, and when we were setting this stuff up, and I said, I forgot what I said. All I know is. Let's just do it.
The reason this came up is because we were arguing about like what the what the best design meant for the kit, and Du Bois was like, oh, it meant not only their skin but also their animations and their kit, and Josh was like, no, it only meant their skin.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, what about their animations? Like, we're not even considering that at all. So then
there's some good animations.
Du Bois was like, we should have an animation of the year category. And I was like, I'm totally down for that, but I am not going to list out every single animation. And Josh, his exact quote was like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze here. And so here is the one caveat that I will mention before we do the nominees here is this was a write-in category. You had to write in your answer. So essentially, if anybody got more than one vote, they won. So we'll see how this panned out. Maybe we get a 4-way tie. I don't know.
So here are their nominees, and I know one of these nominees. You'll see it. Okay, so we have Blee's Kiss of Death. I don't even know what that looks like.
That is when Blee's, because I watched all of them after the nominees came in. Blee's like kind of flies up to them real close, lands in front of them. It looks like she's about to kiss them, and instead she vomits blood all over them. Yeah.
And then we have Hawk Berserker,
which is Hawk picks up a really large rock and just throws it at everybody.
And I know who put that in there. And then Yara Floor, Amazonian Wrath.
Amazonian Wrath. So that's Yara Floor flies really high. Like
Real
she
high.
actually leaves the screen, I think, if you don't
Yeah.
do the zoom in, and then she just crashes down in them shoulder first. Everything explodes. It's even cooler when it's on like a single tune because it looks like she hits them, but it is an AoE.
I just
So there's
know.
only 3 here.
So
Yeah, that means
for
2
one.
people. That means 2 people voted for one of them.
And this
boy.
is crazy to me. I would have been right there with Zubaz. It should have been a 4-way tie for. I don't know why how anyone got 2, but I had jokingly said that the best animation was Hawk's Berserker or whatever, because he just picks up a rock and throws it, and it's so dumb. It's such a stupid animation, and I wrote that, and I even think I wrote that in my vote. I said
Hawk Rock Throw.
Hawk Rock Throw.
Hawk Rock Throw.
Because I wasn't even going to spend my time thinking about it. And so let's find out who wins, though.
The winner
Yeah.
is Yara Floor,
So
Amazonian Rain.
Who? I had it been costing Zubaz, I'm guessing.
That is correct.
You guys really thought like.
I had a couple in my mind.
Okay.
I really liked the Dark Side Thanos snap. Like, there's
That
something
one is-
about that I
That
just
was
like.
actually one I thought about writing that one in.
That one definitely
Had to
came
stay
to
on brand.
mind when I was thinking about it. Some of Jericho's I actually thought were pretty cool because he's just like a friggin' weird, useless tune, but he does cool stuff. But I like Yara Floor. I like that. Like it was one of the ones that we hadn't seen before to me. Where I mean, when the first time I saw her leave the screen, I was like, oh damn, she getting up there. So
I really like the whole animation, like when you get the whole like cut scene of it, you know what I mean? Like when she like goes up in the air and she like pauses for a second, like kind of winds up and then slams in, and then what sells it through is that most of the time when you do it, anything on the other side's dead if it's green.
It does hit
So,
really
like
hard.
it makes the animation that much better because it's not like this super big animation and then like everything drops like a quarter health bar.
Right.
It's like
what
like,
kills me? I hate. Speaking of that exact thing, this is one of the reasons I hate Terra. Is her stupid on death mechanic means that like when she dies, it pauses. Like she doesn't explode when everybody else does. So I get all the time. I send Yara Floor up. She kills the entire other team, and then Terra is still standing. And then her health bar drops and she disappears later. And I'm like, you just ruined it. Like, cut, rewind. Like, let's do it again from the top. But yeah, anyway.
So
That's
this-
impressive.
I-
That's impressive that move got voted on by.
I'm going to say this. I will make an honest effort next Toonies to really try and pay attention to the moves because I saw this thing and I just put Hawk Rock.
Josh is
Well, it's
like,
like,
I
so
run
what-
on 3 times only all the time and never look at any of the animations ever.
I actually, because I knew 100% that Josh was going to write Hawk Rock Throw, I almost wrote Hawk Rock Throw so it would win. I was like, you know what? It's a huge rock.
It's
You know,
just big
what it was
rock
It's a
for
thing.
pretty
me was
big rock.
what it was for me is like looking. It was like, what's the first thing that pops into my head, right? And then it's like, best animation of the year. The first thing that popped in my head was that Yara Floor animation. And I was
Really?
like, well, that's. I just went with whatever the first thing I thought was because
I
that's
briefly thought about 2 other ones too. Was Nubia, her like whip, like that thing covers the whole screen. That was like something that we hadn't really seen before. And
That's
also Kyle, White Lantern Sinestro, when he becomes like gigantic, I thought was pretty cool too. Boy is like looking at me like I'm confused.
when he gets in the mech. It's like the mech thing. Like he runs
He
forward.
he like creates a manhunter and pushes it forward.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh.
cool.
I
It's
did. That
making
was
a
my
huge
second
thing.
or
Yeah.
third.
All right.
All right, well I guess it wasn't cool. It's
All right. Next category.
the nicest thing I'm ever gonna say about a lantern. So you just blew it.
Well, dang it! You should have voted for that one.
This
Is
is
my
the boy
turn?
on the
Oh,
podcast.
is this a big cat? This is, I feel like, are we getting near the end here?
We are getting near the end.
Oh, that's a big category.
All we have left, I think, we've got the new Toons of the year, the new the reworks of the year, and then
the worst tune of the year, and then
the Toons of the year.
Okay.
Right.
So this is the Toonie for the best male new toon of the year. Now, there were a ton of really good new male toons. There were a ton of male toons, period, but we won't get into that. The nominees are Black Flash, Darkseid, and obviously the winner, White Lantern Kyle Rayner.
This is awkward because the actual winner.
Let's see the envelope. Black Flash, of course. Black Flash.
That makes sense.
Come on, Black Flash.
Yeah.
Pre Aquaman, Black Flash was on the same level of oppressiveness as Spectre.
And yeah, if anyone's out there thinking, wait, Spectre, but remember, Spectre's a rework.
These are new tunes.
Yeah, these are new tunes. Yeah.
But
we made this category specifically because we wanted Spectre. I mean, we wanted Black Flash to be able to win a category. He deserves it, because he was oppressive for the first
10 months of the year.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, or 9 months. Anyways, Black Flash. Obviously, I'm sure that Darkseid was probably close second because Darkseid is phenomenal in all aspects of the game. I'm just happy to see my boy up there. I mean, this is
how did he get up there? That's
this was unanimous. This was all unanimous as Black Flash. Now Darkseid got 3 out of 4 second place votes, with 1 second place vote going to Kyle Rayner, which means that the boy voted for Kyle Rayner over Darkseid.
Are you serious?
I mean, I think he was my number 3. So
what are you?
He's legitimately good for raids.
He's better than Darkseid for raids.
God, he's
how many? Listen,
we've had this conversation, have we not?
We're not gonna get into this
raid
argument
with him.
We're not gonna get into this argument because my
Okay, here's what I'll say. And
Kyle is better than Darkseid at what Darkseid does best. You don't see either of them in Wraith, so the only thing you can use
no.
is that.
Here, listen to this.
But we're not going to get this.
We're going to get into it real quick. Just real quick, we're going to get into it.
It's over.
Also, wait, can I say one more thing about the category? Please.
Yes, you can.
All 3 of the nominees are the same affinity.
Yeah.
They're all blues.
That's what you wanted to say?
That's what I wanted to say.
That's what you wanted to. You just wanted to delay Josh's train. He was all ready to go, and then
exactly
you just sidetracked.
I'm trying to get him back on track.
Here's what I'm going to say about this Darkseid better whatever. There's no the amount.
There's no what?
The amount of quote unquote Kyle Rayner being better than Darkseid, even though that's not proven yet. It's only been one.
I would just like to say if I was the only one that voted for him, just 1 second place vote would not have made him this high. Top 3.
Let me
You're
finish
the only
my
one
statement.
that voted for him. We needed to have 3.
Yeah.
And he was the only other.
Okay. So, DuBois, how much you think your Kyle Rayner is better than Darkseid? Which, in reality, it's really not that much better. And it's not even proven that he's better yet. So we don't know yet.
Well, we'll see.
If he is better, and I'm not saying he is or isn't, if he is, it's marginally better. Marginally better. It's not that much better. Now, here's the big thing. Darkseid is so much more significantly better than Kyle Rayner in PvP. It's not even close.
False.
Oh my god.
There's one toon on this screen that shuts down the other one, and then it doesn't shut down the other one. So Black Flash, if Darkseid never gets a turn, if Darkseid never gets a turn, guess what? He's not a factor.
You sound insane right now.
Black Flash, he can't turn down Kyle Rayner's team.
Do you hear yourself right now as you're talking?
Adjust that. Yes.
Darkseid is such a oh my god, I can't. It's so much better than Kyle in Wraith. It's not even close.
Not true.
I want to make one thing clear. I was on DuBois' side as far as White Lantern Kyle Rayner being a good character. This better than Darkseid nonsense, I'm backing away from.
Yeah.
Darkseid.
Again, by saying this, I'm not saying Kyle is bad. I'm not saying that. No one's saying Kyle's bad. But to say he's better than Darkseid in Wraith?
I'm saying as an overall character.
Oh my god.
You're
only saying it's his slight, potentially slight advantage Darkseid he has over Darkseid. Potentially
Can
slight
Darkseid
advantage.
keep your entire team alive?
Are you talking in?
I'm asking. Can
Raid?
Darkseid? In anything. Can Darkseid?
Yeah, he can, and here's why. Because what Darkseid does is kill the entire
Yes.
other team, like a
Mm,
quadruple pop from Supergirl AOE
mm.
basic, right?
Yes.
So
Oh, I
what he
know.
does by keeping your entire team alive is he just kills the other team.
I don't know because Spectre just kind of like stuns Darkseid and doesn't do anything.
Here he goes.
If Spectre stuns
Oh.
someone on my team and I have Kyle, they get turn meter up. He like makes me go faster. I don't know.
So, Duboy, I'm just
know.
gonna let you in on a little thing here. Coming from somebody who actually really enjoys a character that Josh hates for some reason,
Who do I hate?
it's spoiler.
I don't hate Spoiler.
So, he is not hating on your character.
I'm not.
okay?
Oh
I'm
no,
not
I get it.
hating
I
on
get it. I
Kyle.
get it.
Your
And
statement
I
is just
get- I get it.
ridiculous.
The three of you voted Black Flash 1, as we all did.
Can we just edit this in
Right.
post, Costly, and take Kyle off?
and Darkseid. No. He
No,
deserves
that's
a
close,
nomination.
Oh my god. This
What-
category's
what-
over.
what-
Barely.
what
Let's
other-
move
Moving on.
next-
Moving on.
move to the
Next
next
category,
one.
please.
Woo, let's go.
Who is it, anyways? Whose turn is it?
All right.
It's Costly's turn.
All right.
Costly.
Alrighty, and so for the new tune of the year,
This
the
is
new
a
female
bopper.
tune of the year, the nominees are. I'm waiting
sorry,
on Josh here.
Distracted. a little bit.
Oh, new
we
team.
got Lady Shiva, Superwoman, and Tula.
These are some good tunes.
These are good tunes. I thought that
Yeah,
overall
except for
that this
one of
was
them. No, one
probably
of
like
them needs-
the
one of them needs
weakest
to go.
category.
This is weak. I thought
Yeah.
I was thinking all female overall.
I mean, I think one of them is only on here because it's a weak category, but you know,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh, I'm not. Gonna...
Female.
I'm not okay.
This was Josh did edit somebody out of this, but
Okay.
it wasn't spoiler. It was Yara.
Oh yeah, I did do that because
Interesting.
see, okay, I'm not being totally like picking on Costly. It's because I'm not gonna say why. I'll say it after we do our things.
I mean, I think Yara is clearly better than Superwoman, but whatever. And who won the category?
I think Superwoman. I'll take Costly. You could have had me, but you decided
it?
to vote against me with White Lantern.
Superwoman
Superwoman.
wins this.
There it is.
I was surprised by this. This was the one where
I'm
I
not
was like,
surprised.
okay, I'm a little
I'm not
surprised.
surprised.
I'm not
I voted her
surprised.
number one.
So here's the problem. Okay,
Okay, let's hear
is Superwoman really good?
it. Yeah.
Yes. In
Okay.
one thing, I don't use her anywhere else.
So because
Ever.
you don't use her, she's only good in one thing.
Look, she has been. I evaluated after this month, right? She has been in this siege, and she has been the most inconsequential tune in this siege. She has done nothing inside this siege.
I didn't
Like, she is so easy to take care of.
In a land
Like-
of blues, what?
Yes, because most of the time I'm running Aquaman as the lead. I just bam stun, she's gone. Like it's
That's true.
and
Kinda true.
like
It's fair.
So again,
she's
you're
so
again
easy to deal with.
Costly's doing see Costly's doing that normal thing again. Oh, when I fight them, it's different. No. Did you use Superwoman?
No, because
Did
I
you-
know better.
Did you have her one hit knockout any blue on basic? Like
True.
I mean, yeah, cool.
She does that.
She does that.
Yeah.
She bops.
I also
That's what I
she's
said.
not.
I think she's a good
you can also use her in
character.
Nightmare Challenge, so
You
she's
use
not
her-
only
she's a-
for raids.
you
She's
use her
very good in
Nightmare,
Nightmare
use her
Challenge.
Okay.
raids,
All right.
in PvP, especially the siege. If you see an open blue, Superwoman just hits them. Boom, they're dead. That's it. Done.
Boom, dead.
Rebirth
I-
5
I
Spectre.
am.
Rebirth 5 Spectre got one shotted, I believe, by my Rebirth 1 Superwoman or an L5. I just one shotted a Rebirth 5
See,
Spectre.
I am
for me,
curious.
like I have a very high bar because I have a whole bunch of Rebirth 5 reds. So it's like, and one of them was in a bonus to the siege. So it's like when I'm
Oh,
bringing a
didn't
red,
Costly
I
say
have
something
no
silly?
reason. What?
Didn't he
I
say
always
that
say
Super?
something
You
stupid.
said spoiler hits harder than Superwoman. And
Oh, he did
Oh
say
yeah,
that.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember now.
My spoiler hits harder than Superwoman.
No.
Wait.
Mm.
That's exactly what I said.
Objectively, no. Like objectively,
no.
no. But okay.
No,
Yeah.
I
I'm
will stand by
curious.
that. My spoiler
hacking?
hits
Your
harder than
Rebirth
Superwoman.
5 spoiler probably hits harder than an L5 or not L5, rank 5 Superwoman. Yes.
Yeah,
Your
maybe.
Rebirth 5.
L5 Superwoman.
No,
yes.
rank 5. Your
No,
your spoiler is
yes.
not hitting harder than an L5 Superwoman.
Yes.
Not even close.
Well, it depends. It depends. Hold on, Josh. It depends if he does Cheetah lead with Clayface and all the
Oh
other
yeah, if he
setup.
buffs her up the wazoo, then
around-
maybe she might get close to Superwoman's
Spoiler.
powers.
Also, when he has his hacks on,
but, yeah.
that helps too.
Wait,
just-
so I have a question
Mhm.
for the what I don't know what the. How many first place votes did Superwoman get?
I actually think that this was a close category. Let's consult with Price Westinghouse. This was new tune of the year female.
Yep.
Superwoman got 3 first place votes.
So that's all 3 of us except for Costly.
So Costly
No. Oh, Costly did vote for Superwoman.
Are you?
Then what is he doing?
I
think she's great.
Great.
Oh my god, he just spent the last 3 minutes tearing her down. It's like, well, I did vote her number 1.
Yes, I have an opinion on Superwoman. I think she's only good in very specific parts of the game. It just sucks that the rest of the nominees for this category have the same problem.
Let me pull the nominees up. Let me hear, not the nominees, just all the ones we were eligible to vote from. And this was, what category
Shiva got votes, Yara Floor got votes, Tula got votes, and then everything else was kind of spread out.
I mean, it's no secret. I obviously voted for spoiler in this category, but I put Superwoman number 1.
I don't even know who the other women, because
You voted for spoiler 3rd, Costly.
Huh?
You and the votes. You want to talk about me skewing the White Lantern votes?
I don't know. I voted for Tula number 1. I don't care.
I think Tula is really good.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I did Superwoman, Lady Shiva, spoiler.
I think I did Superwoman.
So why did you just spend so much time ripping on Superwoman if you voted for her first?
I think she's like a one-trick pony, in my opinion. Like,
so you think a one-trick?
Great trick.
One
kill everything.
Out of all the new tunes we got this year, of new female tunes, she is the best, in my opinion. But I don't think I think she's overhyped.
That was the end of the category.
God, you just said she's overhyped?
Yes.
That was the end of the category. I think she was the best New Year tune in the female, and she did. She won, so great. Moving on.
Next category. These 2 next categories are some good ones.
Best rework of the year male. Now we've done the best 2 new tunes. Let's go to the best 2 reworks. The nominees are Aquaman, King of Atlantis, Riddler, and Spectre.
I wonder who won.
And the winner by let me read. This was not unanimous. This was not unanimous, but the winner, in fact,
of course.
Okay.
Such a surprise. You know what? I know, backtracking for a second, I just thought about it. I think, you know what it was? I think I forgot that I voted for Superwoman.
God.
It's been a week, and I think I voted for Superwoman. And then in discussion afterwards, Josh triggered me on Superwoman. And because Josh overhyped Superwoman, I think is what
I don't overhype Superwoman. I tell you exactly how it is with her.
Hey.
I have a problem. I think my biggest thing is I don't think Spoiler's some amazing tune. I just think she's actually worth having. And Josh will not listen to me on it.
She's not, because she's not worth having. We're not going down this road. We're on a new category, Costly.
So on this new category, the only thing I will mention, the reason that Spectre was not unanimous here, and I agree. Obviously, Spectre was a tremendous rework from where he jumped to where he was. I gave Aquaman credit for ending 10 months of like the most oppressive meta that I think we ever saw in the game, which was Black Flash.
The Manhunter Black Flash.
I think the Black Flash meta was more oppressive than even Spectre is, because there are ways around Spectre that you don't have to use Spectre to beat Spectre.
That's true. Like,
right.
You had to bring Black Flash to deal with Black Flash for the most part.
So that was why I voted for Aquaman, but I mean, I had Spectre second, so he got almost as many votes as you could possibly get and almost as many points. And I have no problem with Spectre winning. I just like the shift in even as bad as the game, like the PvP is right now, the shift from where it is now compared to like August is just night and day.
100%. Now I will say, and this is again, Spectre hands down best rework of male of the year. if you take Spectre out, Aquaman probably gets 4 first place votes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it might get
Yeah.
close. But
Yeah, I mean,
Riddler would be
Because
close, but yeah.
Riddler may be close, and there were some really good reworks. Like,
let's see. Yeah,
Ultraman
Aquaman got second place votes.
left off of this list.
Riddler.
If Ultraman can't even get on this list, how good is he really?
oh my god, this is not the path we're going down right now.
Ultraman, actually, let me.
I did
I'll
just say he was a really good rework.
I'll say this about Du Bois' point here. Ultraman, and this was a category that I allowed top 5.
Mhm.
Ultraman didn't get a single vote in anybody's top 5.
There's some good reworks. There's some good reworks out there.
Yeah.
So you guys, you realize you're saying this, and Du Bois is going to take this as a reason. Like, he's going to take this as an actual point. He thinks this is going to be an actual. He's going to say this to someone. He's like, well, on the Toonies, he's going to say that. He's going to say that to someone.
There were 20 possible votes for him to get one, and he didn't get a single one. He's good. I said before this whole thing started that a very good rework of Ultraman was left
gasoline
off the list.
on the fire. And Du Bois was very clever in the way that he did that.
All right.
Next,
Josh, take it away. Bring it. I think this might be the toughest category.
This was a contentious category.
Best rework of the year, female. I don't even know.
There were some real good.
There were some.
All right, let's see. And the nominees are, Dr. Poison, Stargirl, and Terra. All right, now there's gonna be a point that's gonna be made later on about one of these categories. So, best rework of the year, female. So it takes all the female reworks and picks the best. I'm keeping that for later. Who won this one? Dr. Poison.
I want to hear your point about the categories, Josh, because I think
he has to save it for later.
I have to save it for later. You'll see what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, best rework of the year. So
for the female, Dr. Poison and Stargirl and Terra are not slouches.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm gonna
talked about them earlier.
I'm gonna preface this next, what was coming down later the road, is if you look at it purely from a rework stance, from where they were to where they are now. Yeah, that's right. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, Dr. Poison was like down the line.
Yeah,
of like,
because I even think Terra before had some use. Like, she wasn't like
useless.
She was like She wasn't
useless.
Yeah, she wasn't useless.
She wouldn't have been trash.
Like
she was really low tier.
She helped. Like, didn't she help with like the female evasion blitz or the female blitz or something? Or
yes,
yeah, she had her things she could do. It's just
Dr. Poison literally couldn't do anything.
Yeah, Dr. Poison did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And Stargirl, I didn't use Stargirl prior to her rework, but I did know she could do some, like, it wasn't like if you brought her, it wasn't like you're bringing like a nothing tune. Like, she had some moves. But Dr. Poison was
Dr. Poison definitely made the biggest jump.
I think so. So keep that in mind.
I also think that there was a tune that was left off of this list that made a significant jump.
Who?
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Supergirl, the highest. I think it was just a stacked category because Supergirl, she got the highest that Supergirl got was she got 1 third place vote, which is the same that Barda got.
Interesting.
And then, like, after that, she gets a 4th place vote, but then Enchantress starts creeping in. Like, people had Enchantress in 4th, so. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of...
It was a stacked category. It was
just absolutely... there was, like, everybody.
Harley Quinn is an S-tier tune.
Yeah, but her rework was from where she was to where she
was.
It was a slight tweak, yeah.
But she's still a great tune.
Yeah, she is.
Right?
All right.
So...
Yeah.
I think it's my turn for the next category.
Ooh.
Best month of the year.
And do we have now? This is only going to say the months, so we're going to have to have someone.
I can, Okay. So the best month. You know what, DeBoy? I'll take this, and then you can have like my next one when it comes up. How about that?
Fine.
So the best month of the year, which by the way is based on just the New Toons, and the Reworks. Like that, it was a group of 4, or I guess in some months 5. That was all that we took into it. It doesn't take into account like the best siege or the siege bonus tunes or anything like that. It's like collectively which was the best. So
or
we
like
had,
who got the 6th day. Like that's not
right.
Yeah.
We did not take that into account. So the nominees are March, which was Dark Side, Miracle, Wonder Woman, Champion of the Amazons, and Superwoman.
So Darkseid, Superwoman being the new tunes, and then Miracle and Coda being the reworks.
The reworks. For August, the new tunes were Bloodsport and King Shark, and the reworks were Stargirl and Spectre.
Ooh.
And for November, the reworks were Nightwing, Supergirl, and Superman. And the new tunes were White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, and Necron.
So these are some months.
I
There's
also
a surprise month left off of here.
Which is what? Who
Wait,
got
what was
snubbed?
March again?
March was the Dark Side,
Superwoman.
Superwoman.
Oh, never mind.
Miracle.
That one.
I'm going to bring up something about this category later, but the winner is March.
Boo. Boo. Boo.
I think that's the correct answer.
I disagree with this one too.
Well,
we know how everybody voted now.
You also agree, Cosplay, with this one?
Yeah.
Even though
Boo.
your hated tune in there.
Even though
there.
it's
Oh
you're
my
missing
gosh.
my
This is
problem
twice.
with those
Yeah,
characters.
you see what's going
This
on?
is twice.
Yeah, 2 times. 2 categories Superwoman's been
when I
in,
say-
and he's
when I
like,
say
oh,
a
Superwoman's
tune
gonna
is
vote her
bad,
up.
I stick with it.
Yeah.
You're missing my
Cost is
problem
all
with
over
those
the place.
characters
Okay.
entirely.
DeBoy, you are the only person that voted for November in any way, shape, or form. It did not make the top 3 choices on any of our ballots.
That's unbelievable because we got 3 phenomenal reworks.
They were great
and
reworks.
Kyle is great.
And then 2 new tunes that are
Kyle's great.
One's a slow gear, and the other one's just a raid tune. Yep.
We actually
barely.
I don't know
raid
if you
tune,
guys
by the
have
way.
realized I don't value raid tunes very high. That doesn't mean anything to me. So
You said Superwoman's only good for raids, and now she's winning all the categories that you have.
there is a category, or there is a month that actually got more points than November, but I didn't want DeBoy to lose his mind based on the nominees. But
you should
October
have. No, you should have.
October actually got more points based on 2nd and 3rd place votes.
What was
'Cause
October?
October
I don't
is
believe it.
that's Yara, Nubia, Aquaman, and Dr. Poison.
Oh my God, that
I
is so
don't
much
belie-
better than
I-
November.
I don't believe it. These are the nominees. These are what we have.
Wait,
These are
wait,
what won
yeah.
the votes.
November's a
That's
really
like-
good
that's a-
month. I mean,
that makes
November
so
is a
much
good
No,
month.
it is a good
though.
month for the
Necron
reworks,
sucks,
yes.
but
For the reworks, yes.
Superman,
Necron
Supergirl,
was
and
not great.
Nightwing.
I'll
But,
say
like,
this:
all
I
3
think
reworks were
Nightwing.
great.
From what everyone remembers about Nightwing, he's significantly nerfed after his fix. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
so he's
Yeah,
like
but
he's
Supergirl
like
and
normal
Superman
now.
are still
Supergirl and Superman are very good.
Super good.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So the tune of 5 tunes, 2 of them were really good. So the majority weren't that good. So yes, you're right, DeBoy. But look at October. We had Yara Flora, great tune. She's super strong.
On par with Kyle.
Who were the other ones?
Dr. Poison and
Doc-
Aquaman.
Oh my
Aquaman
God.
and Poison.
Aquaman, Dr. Boy. Come on, that's you get the boy's face. He said he was gonna try to say something about it, but he's the boy.
I stand with the council's
All right,
decision.
just I'm gonna. I don't
nominations.
know if Zubaz would have told me that, I would have made sure November was taken off. So this
I
is
will
this is
say-
a fixed nominee system here. The fix was in apparently because he should not. November should not have been on this.
November.
I would have put 4 probably, but Josh was just going to make executive decisions on his own anyway.
I probably would have
So
taken it off anyways. I don't even remember who November. Like I didn't remember November when I wrote this up. I'm just saying.
I will say, just because you did bring it up, I don't think you're wrong about Nightwing. I think the opinion has swung too far because of where he was, though. I think he's better than people give him credit for now. I think
He's good.
I think
He's
the
good.
broken.
like the fix
overpowered.
hurt him, but he's not. I don't think he's bad in any way.
It was
It
like
balanced.
You know,
Nightwing
like-
was up here when he was broken. He was so annoying, and and it was just so ridiculous. And like it was true, you could bring any 3 Toons with him basically because they were gonna be protected, you know. So he was up here, and then his after the fix, he's like way down here, but that down here is still pretty good. Like he's still he's there.
I guess
down there is
for me
still...
the thing that happened too in that, like in your example there, is you say like he could protect any 3 Toons up here,
Basically.
but in a way, if you went first, because that other part of him was broken still.
Yeah, but
where
that's
like they didn't start with invisibility, and that broke a lot of the comps I wanted to run with him.
Right.
So it's like once he came down, yeah, he like got worse, but then all of my comps became viable that I wanted to run. So
Yeah,
it was like,
See, I went August here, and the reason I went August
what was
here,
August again?
August was Spectre, Stargirl, Rework, and then Bloodsport and King Shark. And what I did was I took the 4 Toons and I literally ranked them and then put them head to head with each other.
Wait,
and I was like,
did you make your own mini tier list?
yeah. No. I just like, I was like, for if I was comparing August and March, I'd be like, okay, who's the best Toon from March? Darkseid. Who's the best Toon from August? Spectre. Spectre beats Darkseid, right? And I just went down the list and I was like, to me, August beats March, like 4-on-4. But I get that
it's close. But what March did for us is it solved raids.
Yeah,
like, raids
absolutely.
no longer were a problem at all anymore.
I get that.
Before March, you had to actually pay attention to who the modified like characters were.
I'm saying.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
Costly cares about raids now.
All of a sudden, Costly cares about raids.
Yeah, see, Costly's all over the place.
Come on.
I'm gonna say this: like, yes, Darkseid Superwoman, good for raids. I get it. I agree. But they're still amazing Toons in PvP. Like they're very, very good. Very, very good. And then you had who else was it? I can't remember this category. Like who? Coda. Coda, amazing in Wraith. Like, but I'll say her one knock to me, her one knock is I think it's something in their coding. I really think she is like, isn't it like what's her chance of hitting like retaliating?
Like 60s to 70s maybe.
Whatever it is, I feel like it's written that 70% of the time she will trigger normally, and the other sometimes she won't trigger, or the other time she won't trigger at all. Because like it does seem like I run Coda, I've run her a ton of times, and it's just like sometimes she just triggers and just wipes a team out, and it's great. And then sometimes she just refuses to trigger, and it's so annoying. And I almost feel like something's wrong with their coding. But and then for Mr. Miracle, I think Mr. Miracle is amazing. I've used him in sieges that he's helped me solve some situations. In Wraith, he helped me solve a lot of things. Like so that's where I was coming from with that.
Yeah,
and King Shark and Bloodsport. I didn't gear him.
It's 50%, not 75. Sorry.
It's 50, right?
Okay.
See, I think I legitimately think it's half the time she's going to trigger.
So it's 75% of the time she does her 2.
Yeah.
Right.
And then 50% of the time she then counterattacks with her AoE.
Yeah. It seems like, but when you use her,
I still think she's a really good Toon, but I have her RB5, so I'm
she's super good. Like when you use her, she doesn't trigger. When you fight her, she triggers all the live long day, and it's so annoying.
I swear to God, if I go and I check your roster and she's not RB5 Costly, I will lose my mind.
Is she RB5 Costly? Right now, answer honestly. You have one chance, one shot, one opportunity.
Oh God.
There you go.
You can't see it.
See
yeah,
it.
you can't see
anything. That's a lie. I see a 4.
All right.
Can't see anything. I see a 4. Yeah,
best one's a good cut. I think that category is good.
That's a good one. March was my second place vote, so I will give that.
Yeah, March is good.
I love debating Costly because like everybody else I have to debate, and Costly, if you just let him talk for long enough, he just debates himself, and then it's great.
Well, I start thinking about the other side, then I start talking from the other side, then I'm like, wait, I just need to stop. Right?
So this is what Zubaz is taking, right? Because you guys swap things back.
I'm taking.
No, this is Du Bois category now.
So this was a Zubaz
special
request.
Would this have been Zubaz if you guys didn't swap?
No.
Yes, this would have been Zubaz.
Ah, see, damn it.
No.
So
this was a Zubaz
okay, wait.
special request.
Wait.
2021
before we do that,
of the year.
Zubaz, why are you not voting? I want to hear it.
I don't want to be negative, man. Like I don't want to be a downer. Okay. I don't believe in a worst Toon of the year. I think also that you like I was patterning this off of an award show because you called me on my phone and yelled at me and said that it had
I was there.
that it had to be the Oscars, and I was like, Josh, I'm looking at the Oscars, and there's no worst movie of the year at the Oscars. So why are we having a worst tune of the year? That's a whole
year.
That is a whole separate category called the Razzies.
Yeah, I know the Razzies.
We're not doing that. So I abstained from voting here also because I'm morbidly depressed about some of the tunes involved in.
All right. So who's taking this? Is it the boy?
For the Zubaz special 2021 worst tune of the year category.
3 of the 4 people voted on this.
3 out of 4 of us voted on this.
And I did it. I don't know if I did it the way Zubaz. I don't know how I did it. But here we go.
The nominees are Blue Beetle. We have 4.
Yes.
Blue Beetle.
Oh, now there's 4. Now there's 4. Are you kidding me?
Blue Beetle, Garth, Steel, and King Shazam.
Okay, so here's why there's 4. Because the end categories the big ones had 5. Right?
Yeah,
the 2 finals. So this is kind of like a big one. You know, it's kind of like a final. But so it doesn't get 3. It doesn't get 5.
This encompasses all the
4. It gets 4.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, see, it makes perfect sense.
I think this one is probably going to be unanimous, but I would be curious to see that the winner.
Wait, Zubaz, you have the envelope?
I don't have the envelope.
I like how he's sitting back and away from it, like he doesn't want
to. I didn't make an envelope because I don't even know what's happening right now.
So, the winner of the 2021, we're going to call this the Zubaz Award for today.
No, we're not. We're absolutely
2021 winner of the worst tune of the year
is.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong.
So you're not wrong. And we talked about it briefly. Like
this was not unanimous.
It wasn't. I do have I think, or I sent it to DuBois. I can pull it up so we can tell you what the voting was, because we're doing that.
I can tell you what I voted right now. I have my DM to Josh in front of me.
Okay, well,
did you actually say it out loud for the people that don't watch the YouTube?
You can't see that, but okay.
Actually, two of the I'll read it if that's okay with you, Josh.
Yeah, go for it.
So two of the lists were completely identical. The other list was the same tunes in slightly different orders.
Yes.
So the 2 lists from worst to least worst, if that's how you say that, or less worse, it goes Garth, King Shazam, Blue Beetle, and Steel. The 1 outlying votes went Steel, Shazam, so Shazam was the second worst for all of us, Garth, and Beetle. So
so King Shazam did get all number 2 votes.
All the second place votes.
I don't think that Steel's that bad.
Steel's not that bad.
Yeah.
He's 4th worst.
Who do you think voted Steel, Zubaz?
Yeah, it's costly. Costly, and obviously.
I had a real hard time with Steel. I regretted every little drop of any resource I put into him, and I wanted all of it back because he did nothing that entire siege.
I will say, I
have never used Steel. I have used King Shazam since his siege.
That argument's invalid. Argument's invalid.
That is.
I'm gonna say this.
That's what Josh tells me.
No,
I never use him. I never see him. Argument's invalid.
I mean, it makes sense. But here's what I'm gonna say about King Shazam is I've often said, me and DuBois had this conversation recently about like, oh, which characters do you regret gearing up? And he asked me, and I was like, oh, I only have one I kind of regret gearing up. And the only reason I geared them up was for the siege I won, because I wanted to make sure I had every tool available. I didn't want to ever come into a situation. And he cost me a significant amount of gems to get up because I was low on resources. All in all, he was over 30,000 gems just for that one siege, just to get him in that siege, right? And I only used him 2 times in all of that whole siege run, and they were 2 revenges, and he was only brought in because he was a bonus tune, and his goal was to stand there and hopefully get hit. Like that was it. Like hopefully he's the one that gets hit and not
Those are
the
the
two
only two
me.
matches Josh has
You
ever
did
used.
win World's Finest.
I
so
did, and those two
you
matches he did his job. Like
couldn't
I
have
think
done it without him.
I think an Azrael I think an Azrael went wild and just kept picking on King Shazam, and that was good. And so that was fine. Like so he did do what he was meant to do was to get beat up and die, and he did that. Now, I have not used him since. I don't like him, but what I'm gonna say is, even if he's that bad, I understand that he's probably good, maybe decent in like a disease comp or a bleed comp, whatever. And I wish I could get all of those resources back. But Garth is worse, and you know who I'm basing that off of mainly is Zubaz. Zubaz, he's the one that sold me on the idea that Garth is just got awful.
He is horrendous. He is really bad, and they made him worse and worse as the month went on. I mean, we had the recent announcement last week that the one glimmer of hope that we had that his passives would actually work in the way that they were described, they foreclosed that. So unfortunately, that's how it goes out.
So
I haven't used him or tried to use him, so I just didn't know that he was really that bad.
I have him at L5. His basic hits moderately hard sometimes, and that's the best you can say about him.
Zubaz, not to add to your depression on Garth, but Garth gets a prestigious seat on the shelf next to Adam.
Ooh,
The 2020 worst tune of the year.
Was Adam
Now, I have one thing to say about this category, which is instead of worst tune of the year, I wanted to bring positive light into the community. And so I had a series of positive awards to give out, and they were all taken away by the powers that be. And so for the record, when we voted for player of the year, M4 won player of the year.
Casa, you're going to take care of this in post, right?
The 3-time Siege winner as of today, as well as 2 Tournament of Legends winners. That was the player of the year. We also did it a category for best Crime Alley caster.
He's just going for it now.
It was a 4-way tie.
It's like when you splash someone in the pool,
Joshua,
and then they come back and
DeBoy, and Costly all tied for best caster from Crime Alley of the year. So that was great. And then we also did best gear material of the year, which was an nth metal piece. So congratulations to
Josh voted for that one because that's the only one he knew.
Congratulations to M4 Player of the Year. Congratulations to all of us as the tied Crime Alley Caster of the Year, and congratulations to Nth Metal. And now we can. I
will say, Josh, as far as cutting that out in post, I will make you a deal. You have to gear spoiler and use her at every stream for a week.
Wow.
And I will cut it.
Here's the thing. I might do that.
M4 messaged me today to say, by the way, I updated my resume for Player of the Year with another Siege win. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? And then he actually said, this is an actual DM from M4. Quote, Jordan territory.
Wow.
Like, all right. This guy's getting big for his britches, but he did win Crime Alley.
I just want M4 to know that he only wins sieges where I choose not to do. And the siege where I said I'm going to get World's Finest, I got it. He was.
Josh, you were nominated for Player of the Year, but you just didn't win.
I
was also nominated. As well as
I remember
Shout
so
out to
much
Almost
about that siege.
Almost
I do think that
in Rent Free.
What did you win, Josh? Was the Superman rework?
No, it wasn't the no. And I'm going to say this. Yes, the Superman rework was bad, but in review, I did play that match wrong.
But
I reviewed it, and I should have won that match.
You didn't.
I did it because he was a new tune, but we're not going down that
And that-
road.
We're not going down there.
We're not
Oh,
going down that
speaking
road.
of the Tournament of Legends, the Tournament of Legends did win Content of the Year.
Oh yeah, it did.
It was the nominees
And you know-
were
And here's
Tournament of Legends, the Burger Shack, and then Moomin's Pictures.
And I'll say this:
Tournament of Legends won.
the nominations for Content of the Year were significantly better than the nominations for Play of the Year, and I'll say why. And I'll say why they're better, is because I felt like Player of the Year. Who's to say? Who's to say? I'm fine with.
I think we actually.
I'm fine with
voted.
them for
We
winning.
voted.
I'm fine with them for winning the Player of the Year. It makes sense, but some of the players that were nominated, like I don't know.
This is great that I was able to really take away attention from Garth and
So-
derail all of you.
I have a question. Is it time for the spoilers for next year?
No.
No,
We
at
still
the
have. We got
end.
2 more big categories, man.
What do we have?
Tune of the
What do
Year.
we have? you serious? All
That was
right.
a really good segue, Boy. You're the best.
Okay, here we go. Okay, who's doing this one?
I don't.
Well, here it is.
All right, so
Who's doing
this is
it?
the 2021 Male Tune of the Year, and the nominees are
This is gonna be big. Let's see who it is.
Aquaman, King of Atlantis, Black Flash, Darkseid,
Holy crap, there's so
Nightwing,
many.
and Spectre.
I fit all 5 on there.
Boom.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
really
most
looked
we
like it put you out to fit all 5 on there.
This, I mean,
It makes sense.
it has to be one. I mean,
Let me just
let's
double
see
check.
the envelope. But,
I'm just checking on whether this was, and we'll call it unanimous, I guess. But yes, the envelope is.
Did somebody not?
No, I think he knows everyone voted Spectre number 1.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Spectre.
Come on.
And and looking one. Why is Nightwing on this list?
Because he's good.
Look at the tunes on this list, and you see Nightwing. Do you see Kossi? And this is what I'm saying. Like, do you see how
Wait.
like he looks so out of place with these other
He
characters?
doesn't look out of place at all.
He looks out of place. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, who
Looks out
goes
of
in
place.
that slot instead?
White
I
Lantern.
would
Kyle.
rather have like Impulse there at
Yeah,
least.
Impulse and better.
White Lantern.
I don't even know.
Kyle's better.
Let me go look at the categories, or let me see. Or do I have the tune?
Here, I'll read you some of the ones that were left off, Josh. Okay. King Shark was left off. Impulse was left off. Eradicator was left off. White Lantern Kyle Rayner. Superman was
Oh,
left off.
I got the whole list here.
Okay. Yeah. So
Wait, do you want me to?
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Wait, did
Out of
you?
place.
Well,
Superman
no, I'm just
would've
gonna
made
gonna
sense.
read all the tunes really quick. All right, and these are
Well,
all.
you don't need it. You don't need a list like.
I can say it real fast.
Batman class.
All right,
There's
okay,
a
fine.
lot.
Here, I'll go through and I'll name tunes that I hear are very good or I know they're good. King Shark, Impulse, Black Flash, Darkseid,
Say it. Say it.
Jay Garrick,
Say it. You.
Deathstroke, Riddler, Two-Face, Batman CC, Miracle, Ultraman,
I would have rather
Zod.
had Riddler. I would have had Riddler over
Superman.
Nightwing.
Yeah, Riddler over Nightwing for sure. Superman over Nightwing for sure. I'd even say Aqualad over Nightwing for sure.
Yeah.
I use Nightwing a lot.
That's not what this.
But it doesn't. I mean, in reality,
I think
the
he's
other
really
four
good.
doesn't.
I-
Yeah,
He's okay, but
like,
do you think he belongs on this list with those tunes there? Costly. You can say you can think he's good, but do you think he belongs on the list with these tunes?
those are four
Just
S
Costly. It's okay to say. You can just say no, I don't.
No, this is a.
You know what? I
It's
bet you.
not-
I bet you.
He was about to say it, the boy.
At Rebirth 5, he would probably belong to be on this list, but no one would know. No one knows.
Nobody would know. That's
No
true.
one would know.
But you
No.
see what
You
we're
know,
saying, Costly.
in retrospect, looking at this, I think the list is just fine.
Oh my God. This is all right, Costly.
But in fairness to Nightwing, poor Nightwing, the other four on the list obviously lost. They obviously lose to Spectre, right? Like Spectre, head and shoulders above everyone. So
Like, could someone make the argument that Black Flash is better than Spectre? Like, do you think the argument could be made? I'm not saying it is,
No.
if he is or isn't, but do you think, like, if you looked at it?
Just the only argument you have is that you can solve Spectre without Spectre, whereas most of the time
Black Flash, yeah.
you need Black Flash to solve. Well, you could solve Black Flash with Impulse. So
And with Aquaman now. Like,
but even before the Aquaman rework, you could solve Black Flash with other tunes.
yeah,
Like,
you
you
just
would
run
need
Azrael
Impulse.
Harley or just Harley, Batgirl
Or just
Harley.
Batgirl Harley. I mean, there's like a
Well,
lot of
we know
ways to do it.
Batgirl Harley works just as good against Spectre as they do.
Yeah,
against
I
Black
used to
Flash.
use because the Riddler rework came before Aquaman, and that was my answer to
Yeah.
Black Flash
Yeah,
for
that's
that whole
true.
month was Riddler. I mean, there was a lot of ways to do it. The other, I just think the biggest thing is like Black Flash at some point, as amazing as he is at turn meter manipulation, his damage just stops at some point, right? Black
Yeah.
Flash, if he's one-on-one with Barda, he's not doing anything. Spectre can do
At some point,
one-on-one
can
with
kill everyone.
anybody.
Mhm.
Any single tune,
Azrael.
basically. You know, it can
And
absolutely
Spectre needs
1v1 Azrael. You know, like Shiva is the only 1v1 that gives him problems because she can hit under the awareness. Like, that's all you're worried about. Like, he can just do so much damage and he just stacks it. The other thing about him, he's good in every single game mode.
Yeah.
Every
He is.
Red
single one.
alerts, Nightmare Challenge, he's the the number one answer.
MVP of Nightmare Challenge.
Raids, PvP, across the board, PvE, everything he can do. And I think that's something to be said.
Yeah, Spectre's great. And yeah. Last year, didn't we say like it was Azrael won last year?
Azrael won, and if it wasn't Azrael, Kilowog.
Did we say it was Kilowog?
We did.
Yeah.
I promise you.
So
we did.
it would have
I'm not just
been
saying that.
it would have been Black Flash if this wasn't the Spectre running around. So
Yeah, maybe.
No,
I might go off.
I think Aquaman.
Aquaman? Really?
Aquaman,
Actually, I can look. Like
Because
I had you ranked,
Aquaman-
everybody.
it obviously would have been
Aquaman
Nightwing.
did
Oh my God.
end Black Flash.
I don't care about ending Black. I don't care. I'll be honest. This whole like ending
Aquaman-
things, I don't really care.
Well, hold on. Aquaman had a bigger like.
Black Flash got the
big-
most second place votes.
Alright.
So
Okay, so he would have won. There we go. Argument solved.
But I
Next
know
category.
Aquaman's very good. All right, well, let's go. Next category.
because this one. Oof.
Zubaz, this is you.
All right. The
Take it away.
2021.
This
Tune
is our
of the
last
year.
category.
Last
Female.
category.
Final category. The 5 wonderful women involved and nominated in this category are invited tonight's ceremony: Dr. Poison, Stargirl, Hera, Supergirl, Hua, and the winner.
I'm curious to see the envelope on this one.
Stargirl.
Stargirl? What?
All right, and
Okay,
I
okay.
needed to-
I have a qualm with this vote.
Are you
What's
gonna
your-
say
what's
it?
your-
Oh,
Or
I
just-
was waiting for you to acknowledge. How does Stargirl win Toon of the Year,
Do you see this?
but not Rework Best Female
So
Rework?
I pointed the same thing out to Zubaz when he sent it to me, but I had to
Yeah.
and that's why I prefaced the last one was from where they were to where they are, and, that's what you said. Dr. Poison made the biggest jump in the reworks, so that's
Okay.
why she did better. But
Fair.
I was actually shocked here too, and I already know again, like the reworks wasn't it Dr. Poison, Stargirl, Terra, like
Well, check this out. Check this out. There's 5 female Toons of the year. Only one of them's new.
yeah. Yeah, so that's the reworks this year were
Right?
just
Four
so
out of 5
strong.
are reworks.
Yeah, the
That's-
reworks are so strong. But how did this voting break down? Do you have that, Zubaz? 'Cause
I do.
I'm very interested
and
to see this.
this was interesting. So one of the reasons Stargirl won. So not only did Stargirl get 2 first place votes, but she also got a second place vote and a third place vote, which means she was actually the only Toon that appeared on every single person's ballot. Dr.
would make
Poison got a first place vote, a second place vote, and then no third place votes. whereas Tara got 1 first place, 2 second place, and no third place. So, and when those tunes
jokers didn't vote for Dr. Poison.
when those tunes start to drop off, the ones that you see Supergirl creep up. I threw a third place vote at Tula. And then you start to see, like, because this is one that I allowed 4th and 5th place voting. So Superwoman creeps up at the end. Barda, Poison gets like somebody's 5th place vote and somebody's 4th place vote.
Poison Ivy?
Oh, Dr. Poison.
Someone voted Dr. Poison 5th? It's
5th and 4th.
I can't remember what I voted.
Yeah. I mean,
but I don't think I would have gotten Poison that low. Like, I think Poison's really good. So,
I mean, obviously she's very good. I think, you know, people, it was the way Josh explained it, which is like a rework is different than being like the tune of the year. And for me, at least,
for sure,
the jump that Dr. Poison made from trash to S is incredible. And Stargirl was usable before, but I mean, for me, she just solves so many problems.
She's so good.
She's so fast. You know, she's so fast. The self purge. She can't be enraged or stunned on the first turn.
She's so fast. She usually goes first unless someone's faster, and that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
like you know, I don't use her with Lex like Josh does, but like together, I mean, they're incredible. Like I have faced those teams on defense, and they are really hard to beat. The crit immunity is phenomenal. The purge that ignores immunities, like that was actually one thing that I took into account when I was voting. Is she is the first toon, not the only toon, but she was the first toon that we ever had that ignored immunity, and that was like a new mechanic.
And it shuts down an Azrael and a Wonder Girl, especially because Azrael does stack his strength ups very quickly, but
shuts down Wonder Girl. An entire Cheetah team is like useless, you know. Shuts down an Arcus very quickly. Like it's she solved a lot of problems, and so that's, you know, I think she deserves it.
And she is still the only one that does 75% shield, right?
Nobody else is even close.
No one's close to it, and it's team wide. Like that's also insane. Like it's
with crit immunity.
Just with crit immunity. Like it's, oh my god, so good.
and a purge of debuffs, right? Like it's a ridiculous move. Like when people go through Spectre's kit and you're like, oh my god, this move. Like I remember Josh saying a lot of this on his stream is like things that are in the base level of the move are things that would be legendary for other tunes. Stargirl's second skill reminds me of something that would be in the Spectre kit.
Yeah, it's
like,
Spectre-esque.
It's just and it's all defense, and it sets your team up to be able to do everything. So that's I think she deserves it.
Yeah, I do think we are going to get a little bit of why not. I really feel like there's a lot of Terra people out there that are just going to say, you know, Terra, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's because Terra makes Barda that much harder to kill. That's why.
And Terra is a lot of people's answer to Poison.
Yeah, it's true.
I will throw this out there too, by the way. Month of the year, we didn't say August. We just voted the 2 Toons of the year, male and female, both came from August.
It's
just
true.
saying.
But man, I wonder what those new Toons, they dragged them down that much.
Apparently, for the weak-minded. But go ahead. That wraps up the Toonie Awards. Now, there is more for the after.
Congratulations! I'm. You know what? I'm glad we got this in one take.
And you know what else I'm really happy about, and this is something you guys don't really understand, is that I didn't make any mistakes with these clicks here. Like, I did it. I was like, I was worried the whole time. Like, when I click this, is it going to be the right? And they were all right. So I don't know. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back.
Great job.
Thanks.
Yeah,
great job. It was excellent.
Great job.
Congrats to all the winners with their booster gold trophies. They all deserve them. So
great job. We'll make a version of the votes for you guys to be able to do. We'll put it in the descriptions of the Reddit post. I would
really like to see that.
And as far as displaying the results, because probably what I'm thinking is we'll put that up and we'll set a certain I don't know, like a week for it to go through or whatever, and we'll put the post we'll either post what the results are, or we'll put it in the next episode and somehow or something. Do like a credits roll or
Seems
something.
pretty good for next episode content.
Yeah. Question.
Wait, we're forgetting an important part.
I know we're not. We're gonna get to that
we're
right
getting
now.
there.
But
We're
I just
getting
need to
there.
ask
We're
this
getting
question. This is, and I'm pitching it to Zubaz because I think Zubaz might know it. This seems like something Zubaz would know. The Oscar statue, does it have a name? Is that man called something?
That is Oscar.
Is his name Oscar? Like, is it?
That's
Yeah, because it's an Academy Award. It's not actually an Oscar.
Right. Okay. So
They named it that because it was some actress or somebody involved with like the motion pictures, arts, and sciences said it looks like my uncle Oscar.
So the name of the statue is the Oscar.
Yes.
Okay.
But
because I was
it's-
gonna say.
yeah.
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 All right. Because I was like,
Alright,
this is the Toonies, but we can call the trophy like the booster or something, the boosty. Or
Right. Well, that's the idea. Is like and it's called the Academy Awards,
Right.
but they call this colloquially they call the statue the Oscar.
Okay.
So we call this the Toonie Awards, and the statue can be the Booster Gold or whatever we want to call
like the
it.
Dundies.
Yeah.
All right, so moving
Just
on
like
to our
Dundies.
last little bit here.
The after
this-
party, the Toonies after party.
Well, actually, real quick before we get to that, I do want to say just round of applause for WB for this year was pretty decent.
I don't feel like
On
giving
the
anyone-
characters. Like, there's a lot of problems you guys need to work out. This bug thing, get this figured out, please. But
No, December was a bug fix month.
Yeah, they
Never
fixed everything. It's all we're all good.
oh
Cost
right,
efficient.
sorry, I forgot.
Come on, Costly.
I don't play the game anymore if you guys don't know that. But the one thing I will say is a lot of the reworks were really good. A lot of the new tunes were really good. There was also a lot of duds, but but I just want to say, hey, thank you for the game that you guys put out. And hopefully some of the criticisms that we've given throughout the year will be addressed next year. Speaking of next year,
Now, real quick, before we get to this, Costly, we have to again give props to WB because they obviously listened to the show last year.
yeah, oh yeah,
They did.
yeah.
Listen to the show.
So last
those listening.
year, all of the tunes requested in the new category were put into the game this year. So I asked for Shiva and Spoiler. They're both in the game. Both Josh and Dubois asked for Bleeze. They're both in the game. Josh asked for Yara. She's in the game, which was mind-blowing.
Mhm.
And then Dubois asked for White Lantern Kyle Rayner, and he's in the game. So, and then one of the reworks happened, which was my request of Nightwing. Now, nothing else we requested last year actually got in skin-wise.
I don't remember the skins
reworks.
or the reworks.
I looked at them like earlier before the show. None of us.
But no,
got
but
it.
what did I pick? Do you know what I picked?
Okay, your skins or your reworks were Zatanna and Cyborg. Neither
Okay.
happened, and your skins.
Red Lantern Guy and Beta Star Sapphire were yours,
Yeah.
Josh.
Okay.
And
I just
then
don't want to. I
Du Bois
don't want
was
to.
Beta
I don't
Star
want to request the
Sapphire.
same thing again. Is why.
Yeah, and then Du Bois was Beta Starfire, and then New 52
Star Sapphire.
Star Sapphire. Sorry, and then mine was Black Bat and Arkham Knight Red Hood, which I now don't even want Arkham Knight Red Hood because there's literally another character called Arkham Knight now. So I would rather just get that character. But so going into this, the way we're gonna do this, we'll go roundtable, and we'll do
I be
each
last?
category separately. So we'll do like what's everybody's
last.
new.
Josh has to go first.
No, I'm last.
Well, so like
we'll
I
go
guess
the
I'll go first or
boy,
whatever.
and then
Well, I can start first, and we'll just go clockwise.
we'll do.
we-
I'll
we'll
be
be-
last.
Second to last.
Why don't then I go first so that Josh
Okay.
wins it?
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
yeah,
get
that's
it.
it.
Perfect.
Zubaz will go
Or
first.
Dubois goes first. Either
Sorry.
one.
Okay, so
Yeah, the boy or Zubaz goes
Zu-
first.
Zubaz, you go.
Zubaz will go first, and the way we're gonna do this is your new tunes, and we'll all go, and then we'll go back to Zubaz for reworks, and we'll do it like, we'll do 3 rotations for each one. So,
All right. Sure.
so
So,
these are the
we
characters that you want most.
want to
next year.
start new. Okay, so with the new tunes, I picked let me just a note about what I picked is like I think everybody kind of knows the one tune that I actually really want in the game, based on like my Reddit flair and what I've been asking for like 4 years. But I'm not gonna waste a Toonie wish
Don't lose
on
hope.
that. So my two new tunes, one of them, they kind of go together. There's a little bit of a sword and sorcery theme here. It's almost like a Raid Shadow Legends type esque month that I would have these two tunes come in together. I'm just stalling for Josh to
Thank you so
figure out
much.
who he wants. No, but
I have Google ready for Zubaz picks because I probably
you
have
should
no idea.
you should. So here's the first one, and I'll say this about this first one is as of like a month ago, I'd been like, there's a 0% chance of this tune ever getting in the game, and this tune is Arion, the Lord of Atlantis, Arion. There, Du Bois. And the reason that I say like as of a month ago there was no chance was like this is a pretty down the road character, but within the last month, this is why I'm all of a sudden like maybe there's something happening here. You got 4 things like happened out of nowhere. One, appears in Young Justice in like multiple episodes, like out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Arion is in Young Justice. Spoiler alert. 2, another spoiler, Arion appears in Justice League Dark, the ongoing comic. And then not in a very big way, not in just like he's like in a side panel. Like they made a big deal about him showing up. 3, there's rumors that not substantiated yet, but there's rumors that the 3rd Wonder Woman movie may involve Arion, the Lord of Atlantis, and that it might have like a Jason Momoa crossing over to work with Wonder Woman in that movie, sort of thing, a little team up there. And then 4, kind of out of nowhere, and this may have been spurred by these first 3 things, but the price of Arion's first appearance in the comics, which is something that I watch all the time, is like comic book collecting trends. The prices and the availability of his first appearance, like completely went off the charts, and it started disappearing everywhere. So I was like, all right, maybe DC is planning like a little something to do with him this year. I don't really know. For those of you that don't know, Arion he has a couple different backstories, but he is considered, he's like an original Lord of Order. He is like one of the greatest sorcerers of all time. He is literally the Lord of Atlantis. Like he's the one that is one of the major magical forces of Atlantis in history. And he had his own solo title that ran for about 3 years during the 80s, and then has made sporadic appearances since then. So he's a cool dude. He's just like the ultimate sorcerer. His costume, his shtick, it reminds me a lot of Doctor Strange over at Marvel. So I would love to see him in the game. And then to go hand in hand with Arion, the Lord of Atlantis, like I said, a little sword and sorcery theme. My other one would be Princess Amethyst of Gemworld. So Josh is looking at me like he was thinking of asking for her, but I genuinely love Amaya, Princess Amethyst. I think she's a great character. She has also had a number of solo series. She had 2 separate ones in the 80s. She recently had one last year that was both drawn and written by Amy Reeder. That was fantastic. And then she had her own series in the New 52 as well. For those of you that don't know, like Amethyst or Gemworld or anything, it's really like its own lore that they just crammed into DC. It's got a tremendous backstory. She's also she's in Bendis's Young Justice too, so she's been all over the place. I think she's a really cool character. I think that she would be a really good addition to the game. Those are 2 mystics that I would add. So I think I've given Josh enough time to figure out who he wants, and we can go to costly.
And then, as a note, in the box over here, there, I'm gonna be throwing pictures up for the new tunes and the skins. Obviously not for the reworks because we all play that game.
I'll leave it blank.
So, yeah. And so we'll be throwing those up. And then, so the way that I did my 2 new tunes, and it's really going to throw a lot of people for a loop, is I just kind of did with whatever popped into my head first. Because, like, I didn't go through and go, oh, who's missing, and then start thinking about Batman characters or nothing. I just went, like, who are 2 characters that I'm like, ooh, it would be cool to see in the game. And so this some of this may have come from I watched Young Justice and caught up on it recently, so like seeing themes of characters and stuff. The characters that I'm requesting aren't in Young Justice, but my 2 requests are Red Arrow, Emiko Queen, and Speedy and Mia Dearden. So I would love to see both of them put into the game, just because I actually do like Green Arrow's universe, and I think these are the 2 that are missing from his universe to be put in here. And because we already have Roy as Arsenal, and we have obviously Green Arrows all over the place. We got 2 of them. So it would be really cool to see these 2 added. They could actually pair well in a month together, and it'd be really cool and kind of could be a little bit of a Teen Titans month as well. So. Those are my 2. A lot shorter than Zubaz was because I don't have a lot of lore to talk about with these. So
stalling for
You're not stalling.
for Josh.
True. Okay, and on to the point.
New Toons. Okay, so one of them is a little bit off the wall, but one of them I think is a very much needed character for my fandom personally. Simon Baz. We need Jessica Cruz's partner.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
we have Jessica Cruz.
I like it.
Simon Baz. Let's make it happen, right? We shout
With
out
gun
to
or without
Hawkeye.
gun?
Yet to be decided.
Okay.
Has the issue with Batman happened yet?
That's his other second character is the gun.
Well, shout out to Hawkeye. Hawkeye made a pretty sweet kit for Simon Baz, so hopefully WB sees that, takes some looks at it. But one of them was playing off of his. We talked about how important team-wide True Sight is. One of them is utilizing Simon's Emerald Sight and giving True Sight. Makes sense, right? The second one, this is kind of the one that's a little bit off the wall, maybe. It's a character that has been both a green and a red lantern. Obviously, I have to stay on theme here with lantern characters, right? And it's Lyra Amoto, but the Red Lantern version of her. I just really like that character, so I want her.
She's a great character. So
she's really good. She's really cool. So I think the Red Lantern version of that. I think we need a good red affinity lantern, and she would fit that. Now, Simon Baz with the gun, maybe they can make him a special red character because gun technically would be physical damage, but we'll see. Josh,
All right.
Josh, did you finish your Google search?
No, I'm good. I picked my characters. One of them I knew for sure. Like, okay, here's what happened with my new characters. Okay, so a lot of people have heard me say this one character, but I'm gonna say this character. Okay, I would like to see Godspeed added in the game. I know we just got speed. Like this next month is a speedster month, or is it a speedster month? We got I guess
it's a
Wally.
Rogues month.
Yeah,
Wally's
reworked. We have
Wally,
Savitar,
and
but I would
Cole,
really like Godspeed. Now, the other character that I was going to ask for, but I thought about which one would I want more. I wanted to ask for Red Death, but. And he was like, oh man, like when the Dark Knights rolled out, I was like, oh, I want Red Death, but I think I want Godspeed more than Red Death. So I don't want to put 2 speedsters down, and so I'm going Godspeed. So that's my Godspeed one. Now, my next one, this is the one I was like really struggling with, and I did have Amethyst down. I had Amethyst / this Toon. Now I'm not saying these tunes are joined together in any way, but it was either or. So Zubaz said Amethyst. So I'm voting for Clarion. I think Clarion would be super cool to be in the game. And I'm just thinking of like what other reworks would happen with him. And there's certain reworks I would hope to have it happen with him. But
yeah, I
would like Clarion in the game. If you don't know who he is, he's been in Young Justice for a while, but he's had many books. Really cool character. I like Clarion. So
Magic,
So,
right?
so
Yeah,
Josh
magic.
got to name 4, is what we're saying. I did not say Animal Man because I was like, let me only say 2 characters, but Josh
by
just named
2
4,
characters,
so
but
that's
I'm just explaining why I was like a little bit. But Godspeed and Clarion. So those are who I'm
Okay.
putting my
Dope.
vote in.
So if we're going there, I would have thrown in Firefly as well. All right.
No, you guys can't do
Uh,
all right. What's the next? Was
Reworks.
it Reworks? Okay. Reworks. My first one is Garth Tempest. I would like to see rework on Garth. And I did look to see. I was like, what is the soonest that a rework happened? And it actually was Beast Boy got a rework 12 months after he debuted.
Okay,
So it's
that's
possible
the soonest?
next December when the Aquaman movie comes out, maybe they throw it to Garth, get that Garth rework. So that is my number 1 request. My second one, I'm going to stay on Atlantis theme here. I'm going to say Ocean Master. For those of you that don't know, I did like a little challenge for myself in Siege this month where I only used Atlantean Toons to take advantage of the game's theme. And I used Ocean Master a lot. And he's actually very, very close to being a good Toon. He just needs a couple little tweaks here and there. His gear set needs to change. He needs to do kind of homogenous damage, whether it's special or physical. But he's a solid Toon. And I think he would definitely be in line for a rework with the Aquaman movie next December. So, Arth.
What other Atlantean could get reworked, do you think?
Mara.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider Black Manta to be an Atlantean, but he definitely would be eligible. But other than that, I think, unless there's some type of embargo lifted on Aquaman, Rider of the King Tide, I think it would just be those ones because Siren, her rework is a little outdated, but she's still very, very usable in her current form. Aqualad just got his, so he's fine. Aquaman just got his, so he's fine. So really, it's
the
Garth.
Queen?
Mara, she could also definitely stand for a rework as well. But I'm going with Ocean Master. I think I just froze.
No,
anyway,
you're back.
Costly.
Alrighty.
Costly.
So, my 2, I'm going with Batman Beyond, just because it fits my theme, and I don't think he desperately needs a rework. I just think he could be better.
I think he's great
with it. I just think I think maybe invisibility from the start or something. Maybe crit chance ups from the start. Like maybe he uses his 2 at the beginning of the battle. Like it's little tweaks I would do to him, right? Or it's like maybe a slightly higher amount of hit chance downs that he applies through the passive. You know what I mean? At the beginning of other people's turns. Just little tweaks that would make him a little bit better. I think he's pretty good right now. But I mean, I just took him RB5 and he's one of my lower on the power wise.
Don't believe it till you see it, everyone.
And he's lower on the power, and so it's a little bit of a bump up could be nice. He does hit pretty decently hard, but not he's not your heavy hitting green out there. You know what I mean? He's even at RB5.
He's not Arcus, that's for sure.
And so and on top of that, so another person who I have RB5 who actually has a lower power score that I would love to see get bumped up. Again, her kit's not bad, but a nice bump would be Wonder Woman, Princess of Themyscira. And there's just a few little things I would tweak. She needs a little bit of a stat boost. And one of the things I would do is right now her problem, what'll happen is she needs the whole team to be debuffed to get her leader working or nobody to be debuffed. And there ends up being these problems where she purges more off of herself than she does other people. So naturally, there's going to get to a point in the match where she no longer has debuffs on herself and the rest of your team does. And then she does nothing for her leader for her turn. To where it's they could do something to get in the middle there where it's she could be extending out, debuff immunities or, there's different ways. I've thought of hundreds of ways that they could redo it because I've had her RB5 for a long time, but you could go through and basically wipe debuffs as long as there are debuffs, you know, like trigger that part of her leader and then only trigger the extra attack if everybody's clean. There'd be little ways that I would just tweak it a little bit. And she definitely needs a stat boost more than anything else. Because let's look. Right now, she is below my RB4s power-wise. She is below 10k at RB5.
Jeez Louise.
So, yep. So, DuBois, how you doing for reworks? What do you think?
So my reworks, we are gonna stay on theme here. We're gonna stay on theme. Okay. The rest of mine is going to be similar. Reworks 1, we talked about it a little bit before the show. It's a little bit of a spoiler before the show with you guys. I think Atrocitus needs a rework. Right now, he's the only physical affinity lantern in the game, and he sucks. Like he's.
I would
bad.
change him to energy on his rework.
Costly. Edit that out in post. Edit that out in post. And I think there again. He was very good for a time, and then he completely fell off, and he's just not very good. I do think there are a couple things. I think that, and again, we talked about this before the show, but I think if he applied enraged allies can't miss. A can't miss ability is one thing that Lantern characters are missing, and he could bring that by way of making them not miss if they're enraged.
How many lanterns have can't miss moves? Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan, that's it.
That's it. All
That's it.
lanterns.
He's the only one. All lanterns. That's the only one, and it's on his hammer. So
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big area. I mean, there's a ton of lantern characters in the game, so that would be a good one. And staying on brand, staying on theme, we're taking a page out of the Zubaz book, 12 months. I want Bleeze to get the Superman treatment.
Ooh.
I want them to take the tank kit and tank gear set that they gave Bleeze and throw it out the window.
I would love if
Throw
she
it
was
out
just
the window.
this vicious attacker that. Yeah.
And give her the Superman treatment where they change her from the tank that doesn't really do anything to a kind of berserker damage dealing Toon like she is.
Berserker's
I mean,
actually Hawk in the game.
but
It's
I mean,
a movie. He
you
picks
think
up
in
the
the
big
comics,
rock
right?
and then.
You heard it here
Atrocitus.
first, WB. The boy wants Bleeze to throw a rock.
to throw a rock. To throw a rock. But Atrocitus sends Bleeze to do a lot of the dirty work because she is ruthless.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of rage in her.
And there's a lot of rage. And I think that kind of rework would be very fitting for that character. And again, 12 months is February. So could happen.
Oh, this February is 12 months?
February is 12
wow.
months.
Okay.
So we are now in the window.
Yeah. This is it.
I've been squarely in the window of my two characters, so for a while.
Josh, let's hear your reworks.
I don't know. I'm looking at I'm so torn on the reworks. Like, I don't know. All right. So I wrote down 3 names.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not going to say it. Because I can't decide. And
you know how many tunes I have for every category?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm looking at, okay, I think
52.
I got to pick one that I really want reworked. But I don't think they necessarily need it. I think, I don't know. All right, I'm going to say one now, and then I'll make this.
It's who you personally want reworked. They don't need to have. I picked Batman Beyond. He's great. Like,
well, I'm not going to do that because I want it to happen. Here's what I'm saying.
Let's hear it.
I would like Kaga reworked. And I would like him to kind of, and the reason why, because he used to be like up there. He used to be so high up and so good. And now he's not so much. He still can do stuff. Like, you can throw him on your team. But the one thing he did isn't that great anymore. So I would like him to do a new thing. I don't know what that
Can I ask you what you think the one thing that he did isn't great anymore? What's that one thing?
Not that he doesn't do it great anymore. It's the 20% turn meter down. Arrow, he goes first. Because he used to be very fast. He's not anymore. And it still works, but others do
what
it
about
better.
The purge on his basic?
Yeah, because we saw you learn on stream that he helps his entire team, not even just him. He helps everybody purge when they attack, and that is a really good thing that he does, and he still
Josh wants
does
to
that
keep
really
that
well.
part and
I want
change
to keep
the other
that part. I want to keep that part. But I think for some people out there, they probably only thought Kaga did that turn down thing at the beginning. You know, like I'm looking at
Who
Kaga
are some of
and-
those people?
I'm looking at Kaga and I think he's good. I do. And so this is more of I want him back to the glory of Kaga that he was.
You want an excuse to bring Green Arrow to a fight.
I really want to bring Kaga. Like so I want him to do something like I want to keep that cool buff thing, or maybe make multiple buffs, or I don't know, multiple purge buffs. But I want more like I just want him to be back. You know, it was between him and Emerald Green Arrow. I was debating between the two, but I don't know. I think I like Kaga better. All right, so here's now I'm looking at it back. I'm looking at my second one, and I don't know who to pick between the two. I guess I'm gonna stay in theme, I suppose, in the sense that they're fine, they're good, but I just want them to come back to their former glory. Etrigan.
I was gonna say Etrigan.
I want Etrigan to just. I want him to be that.
That's Josh's OG signature.
Yeah, he was
there.
my if you watched me when I very first started streaming, I was Mr. Etrigan. Because you know what he did? He helps, and he still does it now. If you're a newer player, he helps you go way above your weight. And when I first started streaming, I felt like that's what I was. I was, like this little baby, and I was trying to compete against all these big dogs out there. And Etrigan helped me do that. And so, like, I would really like them to do something with Etrigan that makes him
little
like,
power boost,
little power bump, maybe some out of turn attacks, or I don't know, maybe like I can't miss, or I don't know, just something really cool that would make him really great. Now I'm gonna say this, and Zubaz, I don't know if you are gonna want to hear this. So it was between, and I know I only get to say two, but the one I cut right now, I literally just cut right now, was Swamp Thing.
Oh, okay.
Like I really.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily have said Swamp Thing and Zatanna.
Yeah,
like,
it was. Yeah, so
like,
and I said Zatanna and Cyborg last year.
Right.
They didn't get reworked, so that's still in play. But yeah, Kaga and Etrigan, I guess they're two that were they had their day, but I want their day to come back. And man, Swamp Thing, I use Swamp Thing like every now and then. He was a bonus tune in one of the blitzes recently, and I was like, dang, Swamp Thing's good.
He was a bonus tune in a Siege 2 months ago, I think.
Siege.
Was he in Siege as well?
Yeah,
Yes, that was when you learned how to use him.
Yeah,
that was during Nightwing Siege.
And it was just it's like, man, he's so good, but he could just imagine he's freaking Swamp Thing. If you don't know the comics and in the lore of DC, he's like probably one of the most powerful beings on Earth. Like, he's so strong. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Medfield's buddy.
But my vote is Etrigan and Kaga.
Etrigan and Kaga.
Okay.
All right.
Longtime content listeners, there's an outro somewhere. Shout out to another podcast real quick, WRL. There's an outro somewhere of Josh saying, come watch my stream and watch my L5 Etrigan slap someone, I don't know whose, RB5 Arcus. So Etrigan used to slap.
And what was it L5 or L4?
It was
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was L5.
I think it was There was an outro where I said that. Watch my L5 Etrigan.
It's so crazy for Du Bois to bring up an outro from a different when he, we still need an outro.
Have you not made the outro yet, Du Bois?
I need to make
it. Takes 10 seconds.
Anyways, cut this out in post.
All right. Final two things. Skins. So I couldn't really decide on what exactly to do here. So I went with just on a theme. I decided to pick two of the Future State skins that I really liked, especially because we got a handful of Future State characters. And so I'll throw these up in the chat if you guys want to look at them whenever. But the first one is actually Future State Zatanna. I figure when she gets her rework that she'll need a new skin as well. I'm not a huge fan of the bombshell skin that she got, so I was hoping that maybe they might bring in this one, which I think combines a lot of the better elements of her costume. Like, she's worn a trench coat a lot recently, so it's got that, but it also has like a trench coat cape plus a hood.
I love it.
And it still keeps the fishnets and the corset. I think it's a really great look, designed by Takara. So I really liked that. And then the other one I was going to go with is Future State Jackson Hyde, actually, designed by Daniel Sampier, who they're using this not only for Future State, but also in his own solo series that he's got now. And it breaks him a little bit away from Aquaman. I think the hair is like pretty cool. They do a lot of cool stuff with that in the comics where it's kind of like free flowing. And I like the costumes that he has in the game right now. I just I don't know why they made him like have to glow. Like I don't know why he blinds my eyes like looking at him.
Cool.
So I know, but I think they should make it just look like how it looks in the comics, which is like it glows blue because it's water instead of white. And I think the hair would be a big upgrade. So those are the two that I'm going with.
I like it.
Future State Zatanna, Future State Jackson Hyde.
Done. Make it happen.
All right.
Let's hear
so
them.
The two skins I'm going with. One's returning from last year because we still haven't got it. Now, I will say last year when I mentioned the skin, Josh's response was, "Who?"
Mm-hmm.
And
Man, I was gonna say
just like a month ago or something, he actually was like, "Why is this not in the game yet?" And he sent me a picture of it, and I'm like, "That's the skin I was talking about," which is be Black Bat for Cassandra Cain. Why did that not? Oh, okay.
I'm not sending you guys pictures, by the way.
I am. I like
throw it out there.
And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna Black Bat for Cassandra Cain.
That's not the
Amethyst
skin. That's not the one
so
I wanted.
Pretty. I love Amethyst.
Zubaz, it was so funny. I was looking at Amethyst. I'm like, gosh, she's so pretty. The same thing as the guy. Anyways, but
what is different about that one?
Because that one is like, it looks like that mask is like.
Gimp
oh
mask.
wait, never mind. You just in a low quality. Okay, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I really enjoyed this skin. It's one of those ones we were talking about it before we got ready when we were waiting for Josh to finish putting everything into the overlays and everything. We were talking about this is Cassandra Cain. There's only like a short few years where she had the orphan skin that we see in the game now. The rest of the time, including today, she has the Black Bat skin.
It's that needs to be her skin.
And so and it's one of those ones where it's like it almost feels out of place now when I see her in the game, where I'm like, it's an outdated costume, And then the other one I'm going with is Red Hood Outlaw from, it's like post Rebirth ish. It's like Infinite. So that one I really enjoy. And basically, if you haven't, I'm gonna be putting the picture up here, but yeah, it's just him with. It's a little more skin showing and stuff, and it's not so much like motorcycle dude where it's like
Mortal Kombat-y.
Yeah.
But I think be a cool one. I went literally looking through the whole list of the game, every character back and forth, and there was like none of them that I was like I would personally really like a skin on besides these two. And I mean there's quite a few where I'm like, oh, they could use the skin. Like Bizarro really needs a skin, WB, because both of his skins right now are.
You could have voted. You could have used one of your votes.
So, but those are my two. So go ahead and move it on over to Boy.
Oh. Well, again, I'm staying super on theme with the rest of what I've requested.
I'm nervous, but go ahead.
I'm gonna steal one of yours, Josh. I guarantee it.
God.
But it's okay. We voted. We voted for the same thing last year. And I'm gonna make it real easy for you, Costly, because they're both in the same screenshot. Okay, the same picture. We're gonna go with Red Lantern Guy Gardner and Red Lantern Supergirl. I want both of them. Both of them. One, I like the Supergirl skin that we got, but Red Lantern Supergirl is like the best Supergirl skin possible.
We all know they like giving multiple skins to super characters. So
and Guy Gardner should have been a Red Lantern to start with. So give us that skin. These are the one I sent the picture there. Those are kind of the versions that I want. I want the mustache Guy Gardner, right? Of course. But those are the ones. Red Lantern Supergirl, selfishly so that I can Rebirth 5 her and not have people say she's not a lantern, but if she has a lantern skin, then it counts. And Guy Gardner, just because he should have been a Red Lantern.
Isn't it gonna suck so bad though when they put the Red Lantern Guy Gardner skin in, and then all of his animations have nothing to do with rage? They're all just
They could change the color. They could change the color.
just make
Yeah,
the
but he's never
construct
gonna
happen.
vomit blood on anybody. He's just
Yeah,
gonna.
but he's gonna hit somebody with a bat.
It's
a red bat,
pretty
though. It'll be a red
Yeah, a
bat.
red bat.
Yeah.
It'll be- and you know maybe they it'll be good. Josh, which one
Good
did I
with that.
steal from you?
Neither.
No, you did. You stole my
Oh.
Red Lantern Supergirl.
See, that's
Mm.
fine. We can vote for the same skin, Josh.
You
We
guys
both voted for
the same skin
Bleeze.
last year.
Yeah,
No,
but
you,
I don't
you
know.
ruined the moment, Du Bois.
Yeah.
Wow, Josh wanted to go last. Remember, Josh wanted to go last. This is his fault.
What's the skins I had done? I was almost gonna ask to turn the order and make me go second, but all right. So Red Lantern Supergirl.
The most sought after Red Lantern.
Here's my thing. Here's why I think I should say Red Lantern Supergirl is because Du Bois, you didn't read Supergirl.
You're right.
And so you don't understand why she became a Red Lantern. And like when the events leading up to that moment, it was just like, oh man, and that's what made her such a cool Red Lantern. Like I was like, I really liked the buildup and the whole series of Supergirl where it was like you can see her getting more frustrated and angry and upset. You know, Superman telling her what to do, and she doesn't need to be told what to do. And then these villains coming at her, blah blah blah. And then the God Killers, and then just a teenager having her own life, and then waking up on a new planet, and then everything's backwards. And it was just so much building up to that moment and the frustrations. And when she became that Red Lantern, it was so good. And then she was just like, and then during that time, the Red Lanterns were going like a little civil war, trying to pick up, you know, like #1 draft picks around the universe, like the best of the best. And Supergirl, like there's a Kryptonian out there, and they both tried to get her, and it was a very cool moment. So,
All right, so the reason I fast forwarded through all that, guys, is because Josh spoiled the entirety of New 52 Supergirl.
no, no,
Wait,
I did
I
not.
want to know what
spoil
your
anything.
second skin is.
I'm gonna say it, and you might like this. I don't know. And I was looking at all the skins, and I'm just trying to think of a skin that I think would like be cool and then would work. And there's only one really that I just think, like I think would be cool for it there to be. But it would have to change some colors on some animations, and that would be Green Lantern Sinestro. I would love to see
bring it in.
Green Lantern Sinestro.
We
Like,
give Sinestro a good skin, just in general.
yeah, like
that would be
I just think it would be so cool
Green
just
Lantern
have him
Sinestro.
be Green Lantern Sinestro. You just change, you know, some of the colors to green and whatever. I know like his fear thing, he doesn't really, you know, it's a fear move, but just make it green. I don't know.
So,
It'll work.
so instead of that Sinestro already has the skin, so make it White Lantern Sinestro gets the green.
Wait, Yellow
skin.
Lantern doesn't have a. Oh,
Yeah, he has a
Black
black
Lantern
Black
oh,
Lantern.
Yeah,
that,
if you
those
made
don't
the white-
count. Those don't count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I guess-
the White
Was
Lantern
it-
skin would make more sense to be Green Lantern because like
Was Sinestro
his moves wouldn't be
green
all
or yellow when he became White Lantern the first time?
I want the Yellow Lantern Sinestro to get the skin, not the White Lantern one. Just I don't want the White Lantern Sinestro's whatever. I don't care. It's easier. Like whatever. I want Green Lantern Sinestro. So there it is. Red Lantern Supergirl. And
I
Green
like it.
Lantern Sinestro.
I approve. Lantern skins, bring them
And
all.
and if Supergirl does end up getting a skin at some point, I want it to be credited to me and not the boy.
You can have all the credit if she gets Red Lantern
Okay.
Supergirl, Josh.
Done.
I like how it
Done.
couldn't just be like if they were gonna agree on it, it had to be an attack on Du Bois. Like if
No, no, that's
they-
fine.
like,
Bring it. See, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get that skin into the game. So if that means that Josh gets the credit, Josh, you can have the credit.
All right. Thanks to
Wow. It's really the holiday season.
Yeah.
It really is. Christmas was yesterday, but you know, I still have the tree up, so I'm still in the holiday spirit.
So was that it? Did we
That's
do
That's
it?
it.
I think that's it.
That's the Toonies.
2021 is over.
And
Please tell me,
you guys
dear
will
God,
all
that it
listen-
recorded.
You guys will all listen to Du Bois in a little bit in the outro.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I think that's it.
It's just a longer one, but I wanted it like I think it should have been long. Like this is
Yeah,
a, this is a
Toonies
big
was
one.
long
This is our
last
big
year,
one.
man.
This is our big year.
Yeah. And then
And-
we'll be back with some more. I think we're gonna do a lot more list episodes this year. At least we're
Yeah.
gonna try
Oh
to.
yeah.
Quick.
I've been
quick,
threatening
quick,
that
quick,
for a
quick.
while. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, welcome Zubaz. This is his first Toonies.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
great addition to the team.
Mhm.
Great addition to the group, man. I'm
We
stoked that
see
you're
great
here.
talent and we swoop it up, you know.
And we swoop it up. We couldn't let anybody else have him.
Yeah.
So
You guys, I mean, you guys don't realize how I got invited, but actually, I was like sitting and I was at my laptop just raging one day, and this little sorry, little curse word, this little ring all of a sudden kind of zooms in, and they're like, "We hear you ranting.
Yeah.
We see rage in your heart.
Yeah.
come to
We want you to be a member of Crime Alley." I was like, "Oh, okay,
come to the show.
this is great." So yeah. Well, it was wonderful to be here. The Toonies last year was when I really was like, this is the podcast to listen to, for sure.
Podcast.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah. So here we are.
And WB agreed with you because all the characters we requested.
Just saying. Just saying.
Oh yeah. 2022
Well,
is going to be a weird year when we get Amethyst and Aryan Lord of Atlantis and Simon
Lyra
Baz
Red Lantern.
and yeah, this is gonna be a
Larion, I think
weird year.
Yep.
I mean, I think I have the most basic month with the two like Arrow characters.
No, the Clarion month is going to be dope with a Dr. Fate and Zatanna reworked in that same month.
All magic. Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for it. So,
well,
all right,
show,
y'all.
everyone.
Well, signing off for 2021.
Yeah.
This is
We'll,
it.
Out of here.
you guys
Vote in your public.
vote.
Vote in the Toonies. It'll be the poll will be up this week. So
I
vote.
really want to see what people think, and I want to see how much different it is from ours.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't want to vote spoiler or anything, that's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, or Superwoman if you don't want to vote Superwoman on anything.
All right, everybody. Thanks for
All right, guys.
listening.
All
Thanks
right.
for watching. We really appreciate it. See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the Crime Alley cast. Hit the like button, give us your rave reviews in the comments, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell for updates on future episodes. If seeing our dashing faces makes you self-conscious about your own patchy facial hair, check out the audio-only version, available on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Podbean. And don't forget to check us out live streaming DC Legends and other games throughout the week using the links below. See you next time, Gotham.